All right, everybody stand up for the chair, please.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. I'm just going to bump your client down to the bottom, and then I'll just call him towards the end of the calendar, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Good morning. This is the time set for the 5 a.m. calendar on July 15th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA that was given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. I'll call you each one at a time to the podium, and I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room. I'll let you know what you're here for, if I have appointed an attorney, if you have a bond, and what your release conditions are. If we can start with Aiden Moran to the podium and Marcus Morales to the chair. Good morning, sir. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Aiden Moran, 12/25/2006.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include one count of disorderly conduct involving a weapon, a Class 6 felony, and one count of discharging a firearm in city limits, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference July 21st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 24th at 8:30. Those are both in the downtown Superior Courthouse on Madison Street. You have a secured appearance bond of $25,000. In the event you post that bond, you'll have written conditions of release that will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol, and you may not initiate any contact with any alleged complainant or witness. All of this information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
Am I going home today or am I going to county?
You'll have to post a bond of $25,000. If bond is not posted, you'll remain in custody until at least your next hearing on July 21st.
All right.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, sir, they'll give you that paperwork. Marcus Morales to the podium and Cameron Grant to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Marcus Morales, 5/14/85.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we have 3 cases on the calendar here today, and it looks like they are all failure to appear bench warrants that were issued for you. I'll affirm the attorneys that were previously appointed to represent you. You're going to have a status conference on July 24th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Courthouse on your first case. And then you're going to have a probation revocation hearing July 22nd at 8:30 on the 2 other cases. You have a secured appearance bond of $5,000 in one case and $100 in each of the others for a total of $5,200. If you post that bond, you'll have written conditions of release that will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. You'll also need to ensure you attend these hearings. If you fail to appear, another warrant will issue for your arrest, and you'll forfeit any bond that you've posted. Did you have any questions?
I don't have any new charges.
I don't have any new charges listed for you today. That doesn't mean there's not any city charges, but you don't have anything before me at this time.
Okay.
Okay? If you'll step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Cameron Grant to the podium and Heaven to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Cameron Grant, November 6, 2002.
Thank you. It does look like you have 2 cases on the calendar, and they're both probation violation warrants with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you and set a probation revocation hearing on July 22nd at 8:30. You have a total secured appearance bond of $5,050. If you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You are not to possess any weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just step to your left. They'll give you that paperwork. Heaven to the podium and Hannah to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Heaven Quiroz, 050504.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a new case. It is for one count of forgery, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a couple hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse on Madison Street. You have a status conference July 21st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 24th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $5,000. If you post bond, you have written conditions of release. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. No contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You also need to ensure that you attend these hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you'll forfeit any bond that you've posted. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
So I have to stay here.
If you don't post bond of $5,000, then you'll remain in custody until at least your next hearing, ma'am. And if you'll step the other way, the officer will give you your paperwork. Hannah to the podium and Chelsea to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Hannah Marie Bos, 12/14/2000.
Thank you. It does look like we have 5 cases on the calendar. The first one is a new Superior Court case. It is for one count of criminal trespass in the first degree of a residential structure, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference July 21st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 24th at 8:30. You're also on probation in 4 cases, and so when you were picked up for this offense, that is a Term 1 violation in each of those cases. I'll appoint counsel and set a probation revocation hearing on July 22nd at 8:30. That applies to all 4 probation cases. You have a secured appearance bond of $250 in each probation case and $500 on your new charges. That's a total bond of $1,500. If you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. It will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You also need to ensure you attend these hearings. If you fail to appear at any of these hearings, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you'll forfeit any bond you've posted. All of that will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so step to your left. I'll give you that paperwork. Chelsea to the podium and Alfred to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Chelsea Bergeron, 25/1990.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on 4 cases. They are probation violation warrants with allegations that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you, and you'll have a probation revocation hearing July 22nd at 8:30 in the morning. That applies to all 4 cases. You have a secured appearance bond of $500 in one case and $250 in each of the other 3 cases, for a total bond of $1,250. In the event you post that bond, you'll have written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. You also need to ensure that you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you'll forfeit any bond you've posted. Did you have any questions, ma'am?
No.
Okay, just step to your left. They'll give you that paperwork. Alfred to the podium and David Ralph to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Good morning. It's Alfred Rojo Jr., 7/18/1994.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a grand jury warrant. It has an offense date of March 31st, 2022 for one count of dangerous drug transportation, a Class 2 felony. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set an arraignment hearing July 22nd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Courthouse on Madison Street. I'm affirming the secured appearance bond of $1,000. If you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You are not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You'll need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bond you've posted. Did you have any questions?
Yes, I do have paperwork stating that case was dismissed when I got arrested the first time. Do I need to bring that in for a court too?
So this was issued by a grand jury warrant in 2024. So there is a possibility that you were released and they didn't file at the time of the charges, but they did take it before a grand jury in 2024, and at that time a warrant issued based on those charges. You can bring that information and discuss it with your attorney if you would like. You will meet with your attorney at that first hearing on July 22nd.
Okay, and he said after the $1,000 bond posted, I can be released?
Once the bond is posted, you'd be released from custody, and then just make sure you get to that hearing on July 22nd.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. David to the podium and George Rodriguez to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Good morning. My name's David Ralph, born 10/10/97.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 4, 5, and 7 of your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and you're going to have a probation revocation hearing July 22nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $250. If bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. You also need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest and you'll forfeit any bond you've posted. Did you have any questions?
No, not right now.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
George Rodriguez to the podium. And Antoine Rogers to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
George Rodriguez, April 23rd, 1961.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15 of your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and you're going to have a probation revocation hearing July 22nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $250. If bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. You are not to possess any weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. You also need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue, and you'll forfeit any bond that you posted. Did you have any questions, sir?
I was in the hospital when they, I guess, had to go to court for probation. I never met my probation officer or nothing. I was in the hospital for almost a month.
So you didn't necessarily miss something, but they've indicated that you did not report as directed back on October 28th of 2024. You failed to participate and cooperate in substance abuse treatment. You did not receive prior approval before changing residence, and you failed to participate and complete a program at Crossroads. So there's multiple allegations of violations within your probation. You can discuss that further with your attorney, but that is what they're alleging at this time, okay? If you'll step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Rogers to the podium and Mr. Vega to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Antoine Rogers, 12/27/92.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set a probation revocation hearing on July 22nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $200. If that bond is posted, you'll have written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. You'll also need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bond you posted. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
When do I need to be, what's the date?
The hearing date is July 22nd,
22nd, okay,
so a week from today.
okay.
Okay?
Am I being released?
You would have to post a bond of $200. If bond isn't posted, you'll remain in custody until your next hearing.
Okay.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will give you that paperwork. Antonio Vega to the podium and Devin Stutum to the chair. Good morning, can I get your name and date of birth?
Antonio Vega, 83159.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you and set a probation revocation hearing July 22nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $100. If bond is posted, you have written conditions of release that will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 24 hours of release. You also need to ensure you attend this hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest and you'll forfeit any bond you've posted. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just up to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Devin Stutum to the podium. Nicole Donahue to the chair. Good morning, can I get your name and date of birth?
Devin Stutum, 7/22/93.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and you'll have a probation revocation hearing July 22nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $100. If that bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. You also need to ensure you attend that hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest and you'll forfeit any bond you posted. Did you have any questions? Okay, just up to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Nicole to the podium and Manuel to the chair. Good morning, could I get your name and date of birth?
Nicole Donahue, 11/22/1994.
Thank you. It does look like you are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include one count of attempted unlawful means of transportation, a Class 5 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a couple hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse on 175 West Madison Street. You'll have a status conference July 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing August 1st at 8:30. I'm releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services. You'll have written conditions of release you need to comply with. It does include not initiating any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You'll also receive an envelope with your paperwork. You need to read the instructions and contact pretrial services once you've been released. You'll need to ensure that you also attend these hearings. If you fail to appear at these hearings, a warrant will issue and you'll be held on bond at your next hearing. Did you have any questions?
So what does that mean? I don't know. So is that basically like OR or?
It's similar. You are being released, but it's to the supervision of pretrial services. So rather than just being on your own recognizance, you do have to contact pretrial services once you're released,
Okay.
and then keep in contact with them while awaiting your hearings.
Okay.
Okay?
I understand. Thank you.
All right. If you'll step to your left, they'll bring you that paperwork. Manuel to the podium, and Yolanda to the chair. Good morning, can I get your name and date of birth?
Manuel Herrera, 4/24/65.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a warrant from the White Tank Justice Court. It is for failing to pay some fees related to an offense date of May 31st, 2019 for driving with a license that was suspended, revoked, or canceled. Due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You're going to have an arraignment hearing July 29th at 9:30 in the morning in the White Tank Justice Court. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at that hearing. You have written conditions of release. It does include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I've also included the phone number for the White Tank Justice Court if you want to contact them about any payment plans prior to the hearing. However, if you fail to appear at that hearing, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you might be held on bond at your next hearing. Did you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, if you'll take a seat out there, they'll bring you your paperwork, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have
sir.
a good day.
You too. Yolanda to the podium and Misty to the chair. Good morning. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Yolanda Duran, 9/29/1989.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a new case. It does include 5 counts of shoplifting, removal of goods, and 5 counts of shoplifting concealment. Those are both Class 1 misdemeanors. Due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. I am finding probable cause and setting an arraignment hearing in the Goodyear Municipal Court on July 30th at 1 p.m. I'm releasing you today on your own recognizance, that is your promise to appear. You will have written conditions of release included in your paperwork. It will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not go to any target. All of this information will be included in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No, I think you explained everything.
Okay,
So I will be able to be released today on...
Yeah, so it takes about 4 to 6 hours to get processed out, but they will start that process here soon. They'll give you the paperwork. It'll give you the date, time, and location. Make sure you keep that so you ensure that you attend that hearing, okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Misty, to the podium. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Misty Walsh, 6793.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, a Class 3 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference July 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing August 1st at 8:30. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at those hearings. You have written conditions of release. You are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You are not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and you are not to drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You also need to ensure you attend these hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you'll be held on bond at your next hearing. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will give you that paperwork. Yeah, I'm going to do the Officer, will you see if Mr. Selenus is ready?
Ready.
Perfect.
So fast, Judge, thank you.
Did you have enough time?
Yes, plenty of time.
Perfect. Good morning, sir. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Stephen Anthony Selenus, 9397.
Thank you, sir. And counsel, can I get your appearance for the record?
Kelly Marlowe entering a limited notice of appearance on behalf of Mr. Selenus, Judge.
Thank you. And do I have Ms. Stetson on the line? Ms. Stetson, it looks like you're speaking, but I cannot hear you. Unfortunately, it does look like you unmuted yourself, but I am still unable to hear you at this time.
Your Honor, I am unmuted. I don't know why you can't hear me.
I can hear you now. You're coming in,
okay.
So. Perfect. Do you mind putting your appearance on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. We're here today on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of aggravated assault on a first responder, a Class 5 felony, 1 count of disorderly conduct involving a weapon, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and then 2 counts of DUI, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Mr. Marlowe, are you here to discuss probable cause, release conditions, or both?
Both, Judge.
Okay. If you would like to be heard on probable cause, you have the floor.
Thank you, Judge. In this case, Your Honor, I believe this involves a car accident on Friday morning at 6:30 a.m. Mr. Selenus would argue that any charges related to DUI, probable cause is not attached at this point. There's no indications of impairment other than a collision that took place on the Interstate 17, the freeway. There's been no toxicology taken in this case. There's obviously no indications of impairment. Mr. Selenus was not, administered field sobriety tests in this case. He was taken directly to Banner Medical Hospital. I would note in the probable cause statement, Judge, that Mr. Selenus was contacted by law enforcement officers. He was unconscious. The DPS trooper was administering sternum rubs to wake Mr. Selenus up, and he would wake up. The trooper also noted that Mr. Selenus was foaming at the mouth. All indications are, from what Mr. Selenus is telling me, Judge, that when he was transported to the hospital, he was diagnosed as potentially diabetic and suffering hypoglycemic shock. That would explain not only the collision in this case, but his actions after the collision that are described in the probable cause statement. So, Judge, I don't believe there's probable cause for the DUI in this case. as it relates to the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and the aggravated assault on the law enforcement officer, anticipate one of those and not having a real good look at the specific statutory site in question. The intentional mens rea element as it relates to that dangerous, that highest charge in this case also appears, well, frankly, we'd argue that Mr. Salinas couldn't form any mental intent at that time because, frankly, he was in and out of state of consciousness. Judge, we appreciate you hearing us on probable cause. We're hopeful that you'll also consider that in discussing release conditions in this case. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marlowe. And Ms. Stetson, did you want to be heard as it relates to probable cause?
Your Honor, really quickly, the state would say that probable cause exists for the aggravated assault on an officer as well as aggravated assault, deadly weapon. Your Honor, the state believes that even though the suspect was unconscious, he did wake up. He appeared to have an idea what was going on to the point that he reached over to the center console to reach for a weapon. Your Honor, the state has no opinion or would defer to Your Honor in regards to the DUI. The DUI is still outstanding due to the toxicology in the lab, the vials of blood that were drawn. But the state does believe, in terms of the aggravated assault charges, that there is probable cause that does exist. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. Thank you both. For purposes of this hearing only, I am not going to find probable cause as it relates to the two DUI charges. As counsel knows, that does not mean they are dismissed. Once the toxicology reports come forward, the state may or may not charge those. I am finding probable cause as to the other counts. As Mr. Marlowe mentioned earlier, this is a limited entry of appearance, and so I am going to go ahead and find Mr. Salinas indigent and appoint counsel to represent him at the future hearings. If anything changes and you sign a contract with Mr. Marlowe, he can file an entry of appearance at that time for future hearings. I'm also going to give you a couple of hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse, and then we'll talk about any release conditions and bonds that may be imposed. You will have a status conference July 21st at 8:30 a.m. and a preliminary hearing July 24th at 8:30. Those are both going to take place at 175 West Madison Street. Mr. Marlowe, did you get an opportunity to review the state's recommendation?
I did not, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Stetson, do you mind putting that on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Really quickly, the state is recommending bond to be set in the amount of $50,000 based on the two aggravated assault charges, Your Honor. In regards to conditions of release, Your Honor, the state is requesting that the suspect not possess any firearms, not return to the scene of the incident location, no direct or indirect contact with any victims, witnesses, or involved investigating law enforcement, not to consume alcohol or use ingest illegal substances. The state also requested the drug and alcohol monitoring. Your Honor, the reason for the $50,000 bond is the fact that a deadly weapon was used in this incident. It does appear that while the trooper in question was at the window, driver's side window of the passenger side window of the vehicle when the suspect was waving around the firearm at the trooper. Additionally, Your Honor, the trooper was punched in the face, slapped in the face, Your Honor. But more importantly, this is because of the deadly weapon. The state acknowledges that the suspect does not have any criminal history that could be found. However, Your Honor, given the circumstances of this case and the fact that the suspect was not in his right mind at the time of this incident, he appeared to be unconscious, foaming at the mouth. The state does have concerns about him using or being in possession of a firearm. So that is the reason for the request for the $50,000, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. And Mr. Marlowe, would you like to be heard on release conditions and bond?
Yes, Judge, I would. Judge, we're asking that Mr. Selenus be given the chance to, be released on his own promise to appear, otherwise released to pretrial services. In this case, we'd agree that he should not possess a firearm, no contact with law enforcement officers. I doubt he'd return to the scene of the crime. We'd also agree to, release conditions related to no alcohol or drug use in this case. But as Ms. Stetson noted on the record a moment ago, Judge, there's a reasonable alternate explanation for all the actions in this case, understanding that it's a very, very serious charge, Judge. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on a law enforcement officer is obviously a high-class felony, something the Maricopa County Attorney's Office takes very seriously, and obviously exposes Mr. Selenus to a significant period of time we'll just say incarcerated at this point. But $50,000, Judge, is excessive considering that reasonable alternate explanation. All this, again, Judge, is perfectly explainable considering Mr. Selenus' condition. We're asking that the court, and just a little bit about Mr. Selenus as well, he's 27 years old. As Ms. Stetson stated, he has no criminal history, felonies, misdemeanors, or failures to appear. He's got a 5-year-old son at home he's the full-time father of. He's got a girlfriend who's currently pregnant. He is currently employed as well. We'd like to continue his employment pending disposition of this case while Mr. Selenus, frankly, proves his innocence.
Thank you, Mr. Marlowe. And before we discuss the bond and release conditions, I did want to mention that Mr. Selenus was arrested on July 11, 2025, but due to a medical emergency, he was taken to a medical facility. And because of that, we went over the typical 24-hour time limit. I am making a finding of extraordinary circumstances. He was released from the hospital today at approximately noon. And once he got here, we processed him and got him on our first available calendar. Next, let's talk about the bond and release conditions. As everyone is aware, I have 15 factors I have to take into consideration when doing that. I did take into consideration the nature and circumstance of the offense charged, as well as whether or not I believe he poses a danger to the community. But I also had to weigh that against the fact that he is employed, he does not have a criminal history, and at this time there are no failure to appears on his record. And so with that, I am going to order a secured appearance bond of $25,000. I am going to make written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. He may not possession will be included in the paperwork. Mr. Selenus or Mr. Marlowe, did you guys have any questions?
I don't have any questions, Judge. I can answer any of Mr. Selenus' when we step back in the room for 2 minutes, if your guards will allow.
Yeah, we should have time on that. Thank you, Mr. Marlowe. That does conclude this hearing. Feel free to use that room, and we'll bring you the paperwork here in just a moment.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you
so much.
And thank you, Ms. Stetson. We are going to get an interpreter on the line here in just one moment, and then we will proceed with the 4 interpreter matters, and we'll start with case number 36.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning. Do we have a Spanish interpreter on the line?
Yes. Hello, good morning. My name is Camilo.
Good morning. Are you ready to get started on 4 cases?
Yes.
If I could have Gabriel Lugardo Mendoza to the podium, please.
¿Puedo tener a Gabriel Lugardo Mendoza en el podio, por favor?
Good morning, sir. Could I please get your name and date of birth?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Buenos días,
Excuse me,
señor.
can you talk in Spanish for me? Oh, thank you.
¿Qué tal? Buenos días, señor. ¿Me puede dar su nombre y fecha de nacimiento?
Sí, es Gabriel Lugardo, 18 de marzo del 2005.
Sí, Gabriel Lugardo, March 18, 2005.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
And Ms. Stetson, did you intend to appear for this case?
¿Usted atentó a apelar por este caso?
Yes, Your Honor, the state. Oh, apologize to the interpreter.
Oh, disculpa para el intérprete.
Sí, la verdad no sé de qué sean los cargos. Así como tal.
Actually, I'm not sure what are the charges, so...
We will go over those in a minute. We have the state on the line, and I'm going to ask her to make her appearance in just one moment.
Ahora avanzaremos sobre eso. Tenemos al Estado en la línea. Le vamos a hacer presentarse y luego avanzaremos en eso en un momento.
Okay.
And Ms. Stetson, would you place your appearance on the record?
El Estado puede presentarse para la grabación.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Buenos días, señora. Estoy en representación del escenario del Estado.
We're here today for a new Superior Court case.
Estamos aquí para un nuevo caso de la Corte Suprema.
It includes 2 counts of arson of property, a Class 4 felony,
Incluye 2 conceptos de prioridad de delito número 4,
2 counts of criminal damage, a Class 4 felony,
2 casos de daño criminal de delito de pasaporte,
and 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Un chapter requires repetition, please.
1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor,
Y un caso de asalto a un menor.
probable cause has been found,
Probablemente la causa ha sido encontrada.
I'm appointing an attorney to represent you.
Estoy apuntando un abogado para representarlo.
You have 2 hearings in the Downtown Superior Court,
Tienes 2 audiencias en la Corte Superior del Downtown,
July 21st and July 24th at 8:30 a.m.
21 de julio y 24 de julio a las 8:30 am.
Next, we are going to discuss your bond and release conditions.
Luego vamos a discutir su bono y las condiciones de liberación.
Ms. Stetson, did you want to put anything on the record as it relates to the bond and release conditions?
Señora, ¿quiere agregar algo para la grabación que tenga que ver con el bono y las condiciones para liberación?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Your Honor, the state is requesting bond to be set in the amount of $100,000 secured.
Su señoría, el Estado requiere un bono de liberación de $1,100.
Your Honor, the facts of this case or the allegations are that the suspect and the co-defendant, which appears to be his brother.
Su señoría, el hecho de este caso y las alegaciones hacen sospechar que el acusado parece estar lejos.
They were allegedly in a fight with the victim.
Ellos quieren alegaciones en un archivo con la víctima.
Causing him injuries.
En relación a heridas.
And allegedly stole his wallet, which include a significant amount of cash, as well as his cell phone and the keys to his apartment and car.
Las alegaciones también incluyen robo de la billetera de la víctima, que incluye una cantidad de dinero en efectivo significante, como sus celulares y las llaves del apartamento y el auto.
Your Honor, shortly thereafter, a reporting party called 911 to report a vehicle on fire.
Señoría, al breve tiempo hubo un reporte llamado 911 reportando un vehículo en llamas.
The car that was on fire belonged to the victim.
El auto en llamas pertenecía a la víctima.
The victim believed that the arson was done by the suspect and the co-defendant.
La víctima cree que el acto fue cometido por el sospechoso y el co-defendiente.
Law enforcement went to the suspect's residence.
La persona acusada fue a la residencia. La víctima fue a la residencia del sospechoso.
Ultimately, the suspect and co-defendant were apprehended.
Últimamente, el sospechoso y el co-defendido fueron aprehendidos.
The jail, when the suspect was being booked into jail, the detention officers learned that the suspect had second-degree burns to his knees and legs.
En la cárcel, cuando el sospechoso fue liberado, la víctima tuvo lesiones.
A family member of the suspect advised law enforcement that the suspect told them that the second-degree burns came from a fire.
Últimamente, en relación a lo del miembro sospechoso, esta situación violentamente forzada vino desde el fuego.
It should also be noted, Your Honor, that the apartment complex appears to be a densely populated area.
Debería notarse, su señoría, que el complejo de apartamentos es un área popular, recurrida.
And the arson investigator advised that the fire burned so intensely and quickly that it caused severe damage to the neighboring car, Your Honor.
Y el investigador advirtió que el fuego quemó intensamente y de manera rápida, causando efectos severos, daños en el vecindario y el auto.
ultimately causing over $10,000 worth of damage.
Causando últimamente alrededor de $10,000 de daños.
He is requesting a high bond due to the allegations as well as the risk that the allegations could have caused to the community.
Se requiere un bono en relación a las alegaciones del fuego, como el riesgo que pudiera haber causado a la comunidad.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gracias, su señoría.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson.
Gracias, señor Estefan.
The court is concerned about the alleged victim in this case.
La Corte está preocupada por la víctima en este caso,
as well as the danger Mr. Mendoza poses to the community.
también como el peligro que el señor Mendoza le impactó a la comunidad.
For those reasons, he will have a secured bond of $75,000.
Por ese motivo tendrá un bono de $7,500.
If bond is posted, he will be released to the supervision of pretrial services.
Si el bono se paga, él mismo va a ser liberado bajo la supervisión.
And he will be equipped with electronic monitoring.
Será equipado con dispositivo de monitoreo electrónico.
He'll have written conditions of release.
Interpreter requires repetition, please.
He will have written conditions of release.
Va a tener condiciones escritas de liberación.
It will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime.
No incluirá la visita a la escena del crimen.
And no contact with the alleged victim.
No tener contacto con las víctimas.
All of this information will be included in the paperwork.
Toda esta información estará incluida en los papeles.
Did you have any questions, sir?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta, señor?
No, ninguna.
No.
If you'll step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
Puede apartarse y el oficial le dará sus papeles.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sí, señor.
Felix Lugardo Mendoza to the podium. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Buenos días, ¿me puede dar su nombre y fecha de nacimiento?
Felix Lugardo, 12 de diciembre del 2002.
Diciembre 12, 2002.
Sí.
Felix Lugardo, December 12, 2002.
And just to confirm, it's December 12th, not December 20th?
Para confirmar, es diciembre 12, no diciembre 20.
December 20, 2002. Sorry.
And do you prefer to use the Spanish interpreter?
Yes, please.
We're here today on a new case.
Estamos aquí en un nuevo caso.
Ms. Stetson, did you intend to appear on this case?
Señor Estefan, ¿usted intentó apelar? Señora Estefan, ¿usted intentó apelar a este caso?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
May I get your appearance for the record?
¿Puede mencionar su apelación para la grabación?
Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Realmente no en representación del Estado.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson.
Gracias, señora Stetson.
We're here for 2 counts of arson of property, a Class 4 felony,
Estamos aquí por 2 casos de clase 4 de crimen de propiedad,
2 counts of criminal damage, a Class 4 felony,
2 clases de crímenes de daños, clase 4,
and 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor.
y un asalto de clase menor.
Probable cause has been found.
Causas han sido encontradas
And I am appointing an attorney to represent you.
y estaré apuntando a un abogado para representarlo.
You will have 2 hearings,
Tendrá 2 audiencias,
July 21st and July 24th at 8:30 a.m.
julio 21 y julio 24 a las 8:30 am.
Ms. Stetson, did you want to put your request for release conditions and bond on the record?
Señora Stephen, ¿quieres poner sus condiciones para el bono y la liberación?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Your Honor, the state is asking for bond to be set in the amount of $100,000 secured.
Su señoría, el Estado requiere un bono de $1,100 para su seguridad.
The allegations in this case are the suspect and the co-defendant assaulted the victim.
Las alegaciones son que el sospechoso codefendiente asaltó a la víctima,
Allegedly took his wallet that contained a significant amount of cash in it, took his cell phone as well as his apartment and car keys.
el codefendiente asaltó a la víctima tomando su billetera que contenía una cantidad significante de dinero en efectivo, su teléfono celular y las llaves del apartamento y el carro.
While law enforcement was investigating the assault, they received a report of a car on fire.
Mientras el investigador desarrollaba su labor, recibieron un reporte de un auto en llamas.
The alleged vehicle fire, the car belonged to the victim.
Las alegaciones del vehículo nombrado en llamas pertenecía a la víctima.
The victim believed that his car was set on fire by the suspect and co-defendant.
La víctima cree que el automóvil fue incendiado por el codefendente.
Law enforcement went to the residence of the suspect and the co-defendant.
La investigación fue a la víctima, a la propiedad del codefendiente.
The suspect and co-defendant were ultimately apprehended.
Fue abiertamente aprehendido el acusado.
The co-defendant also had second-degree burns to his knees and legs.
Tenía lastimaduras de segundo grado en piernas y rodillas.
It should also be noted that the apartment complex appears to be a high density area.
También se nota que el complejo de apartamentos era una área de alta densidad.
Also, the car that was parked next to the victim's vehicle.
El auto estaba estacionado al lado del vehículo de la víctima.
sustained serious damage
sostiene daños serios
due to the fact that the fire burned so quickly and intensely.
debido a que el fuego del auto quemó rápidamente y de manera intencional.
Ultimately, the damages to the two vehicles
Perteneciendo a los daños de los dos vehículos
was over $10,000. Thank you.
por lo tanto requerimos $10,000. Los daños superan los $10,000 de daños. Gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson.
Gracias, señora Stetson.
The court is concerned that you pose a danger to the community and to the alleged victim.
La Corte está preocupada por el peligro impuesto a la comunidad y a la víctima.
You will have a secured appearance bond of $75,000.
Tendrá un bono de liberación de seguridad de $75,000.
If that bond is posted, you'll be released to the supervision of pretrial services.
Si ese bono se abona, usted será liberado bajo restricción.
And you will be equipped with electronic monitoring.
Y será equipado con monitoreo electrónico.
You will have written conditions of release.
Las condiciones por escrito de liberación.
That includes not returning to the scene of the alleged crime.
Incluye no volver a la escena del crimen.
And no contact with the alleged victim.
Y no tener contacto con la víctima.
Did you have any questions, sir?
No.
¿Tiene alguna pregunta, señor?
No.
No.
If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Bien, puede apartarse y le darán los papeles.
And Ms. Stetson, is that the last hearing you intend to appear on this morning?
That is, Your Honor.
Feel free to disconnect at your convenience. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for calling Line Bridge. Have a nice day.
We actually have two more interpreter cases. Are you still available? I was just releasing the county attorney.
Oh, okay. Yes, so sorry, of course.
No problem. Thank you. If I can have Jose Barreres to the podium.
Llamamos a José Barrera al podio.
Good morning, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Buenos días, señor. ¿Me puede dar su nombre y fecha de nacimiento?
José Domingo Barreras García.
Domingo Barrera Garcia.
Can you repeat your name?
¿Puede repetir su nombre?
José Domingo Barreras García.
José Domingo Barreras García.
Thank you, sir. And can I get your date of birth?
Gracias, señor. ¿Me puede dar su fecha de nacimiento?
24 de noviembre de 1992.
November 24, 1992.
We're here today on a new Superior Court case.
Estamos aquí en un nuevo caso de la Corte Superior.
It includes one count of burglary, a Class 3 felony.
Incluye un caso verbal de clase 3, de crimen de clase 3, delito clase 3.
One count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony.
Incluye un atraco visual de delito número clase 4.
One count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony.
Un parafernalia de posesión de clase 6
and 1 count of theft, a Class 1 misdemeanor.
y una tipo de clase número 5 de delito menor.
For purposes of this hearing, I am not finding probable cause to the drug charges.
Por esta audiencia no encuentro causas probables para desechar los cargos.
That does not mean the charge is dismissed. They may test the substance and move forward with those.
Estos no significan que los mismos se desechen, sino que avanzaremos sobre los mismos.
I am finding probable cause for the other 2 counts.
Estoy encontrando causas probables para otras 2 cosas.
I am appointing an attorney to represent you.
Estoy apuntando a un abogado para representarlo.
You will have 2 hearings, July 21st and July 24th at 8:30 a.m.
Vamos a tener 2 audiencias, 21 de julio y 24 de julio, 8:30 am.
You have a secured appearance bond of $15,000.
Y vas a tener un bono de seguridad de $15,000.
If that bond is posted, you will have written conditions of release.
Si ese bono se abona, vas a tener condiciones por escrito de liberación.
You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime.
No podrás volver a la escena de los crímenes alegados.
And you may not have contact with the alleged victim.
Y no deberá tener contacto con la víctima alegante.
All of this will be included in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Todo esto estará incluido en sus papeles. ¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
No.
No.
If you'll step to your left, sir, they'll hand you your paperwork.
Si se aparta, el oficial le alcanzará sus papeles.
Jose Mendoza to the podium.
José Mendoza al podio.
Good morning, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Buenos días, señor. ¿Me puede dar su nombre y fecha de nacimiento?
José Guadalupe Mendoza, 11/11/1966.
Okay, José Mendoza, 11/11/66.
We're here on a new case.
Estamos aquí en un nuevo caso.
For 1 count of conspiracy, a Class 2 felony.
Un caso de conspiración, delito número clase 2.
1 count of narcotic drug possession for sale, a Class 2 felony.
Interpreter requires repetition, please. Thank you.
1 count of narcotic drug possession for sale, a Class 2 felony.
Posesión de narcóticos para venta, delito número 2.
1 count of illegal control of enterprise, a Class 2 felony.
Y un delito de clase 2 por control ilegal.
Probable cause has been found.
Causas suficientes han sido encontradas.
And I am appointing an attorney to represent you.
Y estoy apuntando a un abogado para representarlo.
You will have 2 hearings, July 21st and July 24th at 8:30 a.m.
Va a tener usted 2 audiencias, julio 21 y julio 24, 8:30 am.
You have a cash bond of $50,000.
Tiene un bono de liberación de $15,000.
If bond is posted, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services.
Si usted abona este monto y se libera, será bajo la supervisión.
You will be equipped with electronic monitoring.
Y y será equipado con dispositivo de monitoreo electrónico.
You will also have written conditions of release.
También va a tener condiciones por escrito de liberación.
That will include not possessing any weapons,
Eso incluye la posesión de ningún tipo de arma
and not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription.
y no poseer ningún tipo de droga sin una prescripción válida.
All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Todo esto va a estar en sus papeles. ¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
No.
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 Thank you, sir. If you'll step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork.
Muchas gracias, señor. El oficial le va a alcanzar sus papeles.
And that does conclude our Spanish matters this morning. I really appreciate your assistance handling 4 cases with us. Feel free to disconnect at your convenience.
Of course. Thank you for calling Line Bridge for Language Needs. Have a nice day.
The 2 remaining cases on the calendar will proceed as a house call due to combative and bizarre behavior. Ashley Vega, date of birth January 5th, 2003. She is here on a new Superior Court case for 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 5 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of indecent exposure, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent her. She will have a status conference July 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing August 1st at 8:30. I am releasing her to the supervision of pretrial services. She will also have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. If anything changes after I meet with her, I will update the written record. Jason Brooker, date of birth November 15th, 1981, is here on a municipal court warrant related to a criminal trespass charge at a Buckeye Municipal Court. Due to the nature of his charge, he is not entitled to court-appointed counsel. He will have an arraignment hearing July 29th at 2 p.m. in the Buckeye Municipal Court. I am releasing him on his own recognizance. That is his promise to appear. He will have written conditions of release that will include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription, and he may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. That does conclude our 5 a.m. calendar, and we will now stand in recess until 8 a.m.
There we go. Good morning. Good morning. This is the time for the 8 a.m. calendar and initial appearance court on July 15th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints made on the first calendar of this month will apply to all hearings on this calendar. I will call you each up to the podium one at a time. Please listen for your name. I'll then announce whoever is up next. Please sit in the chair that's right outside of the courtroom. I'll let you know what you've been arrested for, what your next court dates are, and any release conditions that I'm ordering today. Let's get started with Joseph Jennings to the podium. And Acedro Drummer to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Joseph Jennings, 15 November 59.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of murder in the second degree, Class 1 felony, and possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, Class 4 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on July 21st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on July 24th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a cash bond today in the amount of $1 million. If you do post bond, I am ordering that pretrial services supervises you in the community and that they install an ankle monitor on you prior to your release. I'm also ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no initiating any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no have contact with any of the arresting officers, no weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left. Acedro Drummer to the podium and Amber Reinhart to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Acedro Drummer, 12/14/1980.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of 3 counts of fraudulent schemes, Class 2 felony, 2 counts of trafficking stolen property, Class 3 felonies, 3 counts of forgery, possessing a forged instrument, Class 4 felonies, 3 counts of forgery, offering a forged instrument, Class 4 felony, 1 count of taking the identity of another, Class 4 felony, 1 count of theft, control, stolen property, Class 6 felony, and 1 count of theft, control, stolen property, Class 1 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause for these allegations, and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on July 21st at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court, and a preliminary hearing on July 24th at 8:30, same location. Can we get rid of that evidentiary hearing? I don't know why that was added. Yeah. I am also going to order that if you, after those hearings are being set, I'm going to order that a bond must be posted for your release. I am going to order a secured bond in the amount of $25,000. That does mean you can use a bonding company. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no possessing any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and no possessing any or consuming any alcohol. I'm also ordering, since you are on probation, that you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. These release conditions are going to be on top of what you currently have on your other case as well. I do believe you're on release on another pending matter as well. So you'll have to post bond on both cases if you've already posted bond on the other.
Okay, can I say something for that?
If you'd like to, sure.
Okay, the officer said that he was holding these cases because these are the same charges that I was just bonded out on.
So they do have different dates of offense on them. So I am appointing you an attorney to represent you.
I had got an attorney and everything because the bond was too high last time, so I paid for the attorney, and then and I had almost lost my apartment, and I had bonded out. I had got me a job. I've been doing compliance on everything that I'm supposed to do, and my son is starting back in school. So I was just wondering, like, if I could get something like a OR because I already bonded out on the cases on the same matter, and I just went to court on the 10th. I'm applying by everything I'm supposed to do with the state. I'm like, and I just got another job. I've been working for a whole month since I've been out. I almost lost my apartment last time I was locked up.
And so, sir, what I'm concerned about at this point in time is I'm looking right now at the direct complaint filed on your other matter. It's similar allegations against you, but they're different dates of offense. So at this point in time, you've been charged with a date of offense in May of 2025, and then on this new case today, there's allegations from January of 2025 and of June of 2020. So you now have allegations against you that for multiple theft
Right, and
and
that's the
forgery
thing.
allegations
And the officer said
over the last 5 years.
the officer said that
So I
seen
appreciate
it.
what you're saying to me, and if you're doing well in the community right now, that's fantastic. However, I am concerned about new allegations over a series of years that they're all pretty similar. So based off of that, I am going to issue that bond today. Now, what I will say is because you did post bond on your other matter, and it does seem that you're doing well, I did not go with what the state was recommending. The state was recommending a cash bond in the amount of $25,000. I'm setting a secured bond. So that does mean you can go through a bonding company, and they require about 10% plus collateral, but that will be my order today. Like I said, I am appointing you an attorney to represent you. You need to talk with your attorney, and your attorney can ask for a modification, but that'll be up to your next judge. Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork and then take a seat to your left. Amber Reinhart to the podium and David Bishton to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Amber Reinhart, 5276.
Thank you. We are here today on 4 different cases. The first is a municipal court new case out of the Goodyear Municipal Court. You were arrested on allegations of shoplifting, Class 1 misdemeanor, and shoplifting concealment, Class 1 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause, and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting an arraignment hearing in the Goodyear Municipal Court on July 23rd at 8:30 a.m. We are also here today on 2 different probation violation warrants for failing to appear in your probation matters. I will affirm the attorney that was already appointed to represent you in those 2 cases and set a non-witness violation hearing on July 22nd at 8:30, also in the downtown Superior Court. Finally, we're here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant. You are charged with 1 count of theft of means of transportation, Class 4 felony, from an offense date listed as November of 2024. I'll appoint you an attorney in that case as well and set a status conference on July 21st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on July 24th at 8:30. I am going to affirm the bond and the warrants. I'm setting a secured bond in the amount of $2,500 on your arrest warrant case. I'm setting a secured bond in the amount of $500 on each of your probation matters, and then I'm setting a $500 bond on your new municipal court case. So that's a total bond of $4,000. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any victim, complainant, or witness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left. David Bishton to the podium and Michael Robinson to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
David Tobias Bishton, 8482.
Thank you. We are here today on 2 different probation violation warrants for violating terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on July 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a cash bond in the amount of $1,250 on the first case and then $250 on the second. So you have a total bond of $1,500. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Am I being released?
So no, you have a bond today. You do have to post that bond in order to be released.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left. Michael Robinson to the podium and Briana Jones to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Michael Robinson, August 3rd, 1967.
Thank you. We are here today on 3 different cases. Give me 1 second here. We're here first on an arrest warrant on a Superior Court case involving 1 count of theft obtained by misrepresentation, Class 3 felony, 1 count of fraudulent schemes, Class 5 felony, and 12 counts of false statement to obtain benefits, Class 6 felonies. I will appoint you an attorney in that case and set a preliminary hearing on July 28th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. We're also here on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3, 4, and 5. I will appoint you an attorney in that matter as well and set a probation revocation arraignment hearing on July 22nd 22nd at 8:30, also in the downtown Superior Court. Finally, we're here today on a new case. You were arrested on allegations of narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I will find probable cause, and I'll appoint you an attorney in that case as well, and set a status conference on July 21st at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing on July 24th at 8:30, also in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $250 on your new case, $500 on your probation matter, and $250 on your arrest warrant. So you have a total bond of $1,000. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, grab your paperwork and then have a seat to your left. Briana Jones to the podium, and Damen Taran to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Briana Jones, 4/7/2000.
Thank you. We are here today on two different cases. They're both probation violation warrants for violating terms 3 and 5. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on July 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $250 on each case, so $500 total. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? No. Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left.
Thank you.
Damen Taran to the podium, and Anthony Walters to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Damen Taran, March 13th, 1999.
Thank you. Mr. Taran, give me 1 second. We did receive a couple of new information on your case, so give me one moment. All right, so we are here today on a Justice Court new case out of the North Valley Justice Court. You were arrested on allegations of assault, Class 1 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause, and I will appoint you an attorney. I'm setting an arraignment hearing in the North Valley Justice Court on July 18th at 8:30. I am going to issue a secured bond today in the amount of $500. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not to return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must obey any terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that has been or will be issued. I'm also ordering that you may not reside at the same location as any listed victim, nor go to the alleged victim's residence, even if you are the owner or renter of that residence. If you do share a common residence, you must find an alternative place to stay and bring proof to your next court date. Finally, I am ordering that you may not initiate any contact with any alleged victim for any reason. That includes both direct and indirect contact, such as through third parties or social media, nor responding to any contact from any listed victim. Any violation of a no victim contact order could constitute aggravated harassment, which would be a felony allegation on top of this misdemeanor that you're here in front of me today. All of this is going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left. Anthony Walters to the podium, and Jacob Alexander to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Anthony Walters, 8/12/92.
Thank you. We are here today on a probation violation warrant for violating terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on July 22nd at 8:30. That's in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond today in the amount of $250. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left. Jacob Alexander to the podium, and Eric Martinez Murphy to the chair, please.
Jacob Alexander, 215-93.
Thank you. We are here today on a failure to appear bench warrant on a case involving dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony. I will affirm the attorney that was already appointed to represent you in this case. I am setting a status conference on July 21st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on July 24th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond today in the amount of $250. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and no driving without a valid driver's license. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left. Eric Martinez Murphy to the podium, and DeAndre Haskins to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Morning. Eric Martinez-Murphy, 05/31/2003.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of 2 counts of aggravated assault, Class 3 felonies, and 1 count of resisting arrest, Class 6 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on July 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on August 1st at 8:30, both in the Downtown Superior Court. I am going to release you today to the supervision of pretrial services. You're going to receive an envelope with your release orders that has details on pretrial release. Make sure you read through that. I'm also ordering that you may not have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no contact with the arresting officers, and no drugs without a valid prescription. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Yes, so I'm being released today.
Correct.
Second, aggravated assault. I'm aware of resistance of arrest, but aggravated assault, who did I aggravate?
So the allegations that you are here in front of me today are that you allegedly assaulted a police officer, multiple police officers, as a part of your arrest. We're not here to determine whether you actually completed any of these allegations.
Yes.
So talk with your attorney about potential defenses, okay?
All right.
Okay, grab your paperwork and then have a seat to your left. DeAndre Haskins to the podium, and Caitlyn Schneider to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
DeAndre Haskins, March 11th, 1988.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of unlawful means of transportation, Class 5 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on July 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on August 1st at 8:30, both in the Downtown Superior Court. I am going to release you today to the supervision of pretrial services. You're going to receive an envelope with your release orders that has details on pretrial release. Make sure you read through that. As a part of your release, I am ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no possessing any weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. Also, it's my understanding that you're currently on probation through the Chandler City Court. I am ordering that you contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left. Caitlyn Schneider to the podium, and Diego Urquiza to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Caitlyn Marie Schneider, 4/20/95.
Thank you. We are here today on an arrest warrant. You were charged with 1 count of aggravated assault of an officer, Class 5 felony, from an offense listed in April of 2024. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a status conference on July 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on August 1st at 8:30, both in the Downtown Superior Court. I am going to release you today to the supervision of pretrial services. You're going to receive an envelope before you leave court today that has details on pretrial release. Make sure you read through it. As a part of your release, I am ordering that you not have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no contact with the arresting officers, no weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
I don't.
Okay, go ahead and grab your paperwork and then have a seat to your left. Diego Urquiza to the podium, and Tariq Johnson to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Diego Urquiza, November 8th, 2005.
Thank you. We are here today on a municipal court new case out of the Buckeye Municipal Court. You were arrested on allegations of theft, control of property, Class 1 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause. I am setting an arraignment hearing in the Buckeye Municipal Court on July 29th at 2 p.m. Okay. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at your next court date. As a part of your release, I am ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, no possessing any drugs without a valid prescription, and I'm ordering that you may not go to any Walmart location. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions? No. Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left.
Thank you.
Tariq Johnson to the podium, and Todd McCoy to the chair, please. Right here to the middle podium, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Tariq Johnson, 3693.
Thank you. We are here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant. You were charged with 1 count of dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, 1 count of narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. This is from an incident in January of 2025. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a status conference on July 30th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on August 1st at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. I am going to release you today on the supervision of pretrial services.
Okay.
You're going to receive an envelope today that has details on pretrial release. Make sure you read through that.
Okay.
I'm also ordering that you not possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, and no contacting the arresting officers.
Okay.
All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left.
Thank you.
Todd McCoy to the podium, and Gabriel Keel to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Todd McCoy.
And your date of birth? Thank you. We are here today on a municipal court warrant out of the Goodyear Municipal Court. It's for a case involving shoplifting, removal of goods, Class 1 misdemeanor, and theft obtained by misrepresentation, Class 2 misdemeanor. I will set an arraignment hearing.
I hear that. Go back again.
Shoplifting, Class 1 misdemeanor, and theft, Class 2 misdemeanor. I am going to set an arraignment hearing in the Goodyear Municipal Court on July 30th at 1 p.m. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at your next court date. As a part of your release, I am ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any victim, complainant, or witness, and no contacting the arresting officers. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, that happened like 7 years ago.
It was alleged to happen in April of 2020.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left.
All right. Thank you.
Gabriel Keel to the podium, and Novik Lewis to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Gabriel Keel, August 4th, 1988.
Thank you. We are here today on a justice court warrant out of the San Marcos Justice Court. It's for a case involving driving with a suspended license, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. I will set an arraignment hearing in the San Marcos Justice Court on July 29th at 10 a.m. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at that next court date. I'm also ordering that you not possess any drugs without a valid prescription and no driving without a valid driver's license. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, they said that they had dismissed this case. That's why I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah, it does look like this is an initial arrest warrant after a failed summons. So that's why I'm not holding you on this. It hasn't been dismissed. The warrant was valid as of today. It looks like it was just issued on June 10th. So it's possible that they maybe dismissed it and refiled it, but talk with the court at your next hearing, but I will release you on this one today.
Okay.
Okay? All that information's in your paperwork. Go ahead and have a seat to your left. Novik Lewis to the podium, and Jamie Mott to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Good morning. Novik Lewis, 090998.
Thank you. We are here today on a justice court new case out of the El Centro Justice Court. You were arrested on allegations of driving under the influence with a blood alcohol content of 0.08 or more, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting an arraignment hearing in the El Centro Justice Court on July 31st at 8:30 a.m. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at your next court date, but I'm also ordering that you not possess any drugs without a valid prescription, no possessing or consuming any alcohol, and no driving without a valid driver's license. Okay. Your license has likely been suspended based on these allegations, so check with the MVD before you get behind the wheel of any vehicle. Okay. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left.
All right, thank you, sir.
Jamie Mott to the podium, and Oscar Science to the chair, please. Good morning. May I have your name and date of birth?
Jamie Mott, 92905.
Thank you. We are here today on a justice court warrant. It's for a criminal damage allegation, Class 1 misdemeanor. I will set an arraignment hearing in the Desert Ridge Justice Court on August 4th at 8:30 a.m. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That's a promise to appear at the next court date. As a part of your release, I am ordering that you not have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and no drugs without a valid prescription.
Okay, thank you.
All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, grab that and have a seat to your left.
Thank you.
Oscar Science to the podium, and then we'll have Dennis Haynes to the chair, please. Oscar? this one that was potentially a Spanish family?
Number 13.
13.
Supposedly, we're gonna have to.
I'll figure it out. Good morning, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Oscar Miguel Sainz, 51193.
Thank you. We are here today on two different cases. The first is a Superior Court new case and then a probation violation. On your new case, you were arrested on allegations of narcotic drug possession, class 4 felony, dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony, 2 counts of taking the identity of another, class 4 felonies, and 1 count of resisting arrest, class 6 felony. I'm not finding probable cause to any of these allegations today. I was not provided with enough information from the arresting agency. Doesn't mean that the state can't charge you with that down the line, but for today's purposes, I'm not going to hold you on these. I am still going to appoint you an attorney and set a hearing on July 30th at 8:30 a.m. in the downtown Superior Court. Give the court a call a day or two before that next court date. If they let you know that that hearing is not moving forward, then you do not have to show up to court. But unless you receive notification that that hearing has gone away, you have to show up.
Okay.
We're also here on a probation violation warrant for violating term 1. Because I'm not finding probable cause on the new allegations, I'm also not finding probable cause on the probation violation. I will still appoint you an attorney and set a probation revocation arraignment hearing on July 22nd at 8:30 a.m. That's going to be in the downtown Superior Court as well. Same with that hearing, you can call a day or two beforehand to see if they're proceeding forward with that.
Okay.
Also contact your probation officer. Your probation officer will likely know more information on that as well.
Okay.
Since I'm not finding probable cause, there will be any release conditions, but contact your probation officer moving forward, okay? All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left.
Thank you.
Dennis Haynes to the podium. Good morning, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Dennis Haynes, 10/18/1987.
Thank you. We are here today on a fugitive of justice matter. Essentially, that's an out-of-state warrant for your arrest. I saw that you had that laminated piece of paper. Did you have a chance to read through that?
I did.
Okay. I'm going to go over everything with you, but I just want to make sure you at least had the opportunity to read that.
Okay.
So you do have a warrant out of the state of California, so you do have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days. Or you can demand an extradition hearing and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are returned back to California. If you choose to waive your right to this extradition hearing, you will be held non-bondable in the Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow them time to come and pick you up. That 30-day period would start tomorrow as long as there are no other criminal charges pending against you in Arizona. If there are criminal charges pending in Arizona, that 30-day period would not begin until those charges are resolved. If you want to have an extradition hearing, I will set a hearing in the downtown Superior Court on July 28th at 1:30 p.m. I cannot appoint you an attorney in this matter because extradition cases are civil in nature, but you do have the right to hire one at your own expense if you choose. You are entitled to bail in this case. I will be setting a secured bond in the amount of $1 million. If you do post bond, you can be released back into the community pending that extradition hearing, but if you miss that hearing, another warrant out of Arizona would be issued for your arrest. If you're unable to post that bond, you would be held in custody during that time until either that bond is posted or until another judge modifies your bond. A governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states is required to extradite you back to California, and that whole process could take up to 90 days. So you have those two different options. Do you have any questions about what your options are?
No.
Which would you like to go with?
I'm going to waive it.
Okay. So I have some questions to ask you just to make sure you're making this decision under your own free will. Did you read the waiver of extradition paperwork?
Yes.
And do you understand that you do not have to sign this paperwork?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to have an extradition hearing?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to demand that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are returned to California?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to bail in this case?
Yes.
Do you want to give up those rights and sign the paperwork?
Yes.
Okay. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to sign this paperwork?
No.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication in the last 24 hours that affects your ability to make a decision?
No.
Okay, I do find that you are knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily signing the waiver, and I am also signing it. I am directing the sheriff's office to notify the requesting state that you are ready to return. The requesting state will have 30 days from tomorrow to pick you up unless there are local charges pending. If there are local charges pending, like I said, that 30-day period will not start until those charges have resolved. Do you have any questions about that process?
No.
Okay, I'm going to have you take a step up here to your right. We're going to have you sign twice, and then we'll get you on your way. And then, officer, is there a reason why Ms. Hoover cannot be brought to court?
She was refusing to follow orders, sir, and fraternizing with the male inmate.
Okay, I will find that Ms. Hoover is a danger to herself or others if she were brought to court. I will conduct her initial appearance at her cell. We're here on a justice court warrant out of the Highland Justice Court for a case involving driving with a suspended license. I will set an arraignment hearing in the Highland Justice Court on July 31st at 9 a.m., and I will release her on her own recognizance. I will conduct her initial appearance at her cell and provide her with a written copy of these orders. If I do need to make any modifications or changes, I will do so either on the record or in writing.
Only two are staying or not, right? Only two are staying. Okay.
And officer, was 13 a Spanish matter or no?
13?
13?
Who's 13?
Leyva? He was initially marked Spanish, and then it kind of sounds like he doesn't need it anymore. Yes, Garibay.
Write anything on here about Spanish, so.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Interpret language Spanish on the booking sheet.
Okay. When you spoke with him, did he speak English? Okay.
He came in just fine, I told him to get up, he never responded in any other language.
We'll bring him up here and see. Make sure.
Yeah. But they didn't carry that over when they made his work.
Okay. Jose Garibay Leyva to the podium. Yeah, I'm going to check to see if he can move forward or not. Good morning, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Jose Leyva Garibay, July 2583.
Thank you. And sir, do you speak and understand English, or do you need an interpreter?
I'm okay with English.
Okay, so I want to make sure that you go over everything and you understand everything. We can get you an interpreter if need be. There's a lot of kind of complicated legal terms. I just want to make sure, do you feel comfortable that you can move forward in English and understand everything?
Then give me an interpreter.
Okay, we'll get you an interpreter. Go ahead and take a seat for right now. We'll get you an interpreter.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Richard Bujanowski to the podium. Richard Bujanowski to the podium? Oh, okay. I couldn't see him.
He's coming. Up the podium, sir. Right in the center of the room.
Normally walk with a walker or cane and all that.
It's all right, sir. Take your time if you need to. I don't want you to fall over. Good morning, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Richard Banowski, 7/31/1960.
Thank you. We are here today on two different cases. The first is a Superior Court new case. You were arrested on allegations of sexual offender failing to register or confirm identification, which is a Class 4 felony. I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney. I am setting a status conference on July 21st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on July 24th at 8:30, both in the Downtown Superior Court. We're also here on a probation violation for violating Term 1. I will appoint you an attorney to represent you. I am setting a probation revocation arraignment hearing on July 22nd at 8:30, also in the Downtown Superior Court. I am going to issue a secured bond in the amount of $500 on both cases, so you have a total bond of $1,000. If you do post bond, I am ordering that you not possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you must contact probation within 72 hours of your release. All that's going to be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and grab your paperwork and then have a seat to your left, and you go ahead and take your time. Any update on the interpreter?
Says she's in the lobby, but she's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning. Do we have our interpreter on the line?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, Marcela Prieto, court interpreter, Spanish.
Thank you, Ms. Prieto. Let's go ahead and get started. Jose Leiva to the podium, please.
José Leiva, acérquese al podio, por favor.
Good morning, sir. May I have your name and date of birth one more time?
José
Buenos
Garibay
días,
Leiva.
señor. Permítame, por favor, déjeme interpretarle. Me da su nombre completo primero y luego su fecha de nacimiento.
José Garibay Leiva.
José Garibay Leiva. Adelante.
Julio 25 de 1983.
July 25th, 1983.
Thank you. And sir, I understand that you may speak and understand some English, but let's make sure that everything is interpreted to Spanish before you respond.
Y señor, gracias. Yo sé que usted tal vez entiende algo de inglés, pero vamos a esperar a que todo se interprete al español antes de que usted conteste.
Claro.
Of course.
We are here today on a Superior Court new case.
Estamos aquí por un caso nuevo en el Tribunal Superior.
You were arrested on allegations of 2 counts of sexual conduct with a minor, Class 2 felonies.
Usted está aquí por 2 pretensiones en su contra en cuanto a conducta sexual con un menor, delitos de clase 2.
1 count of molestation of a child, Class 2 misdemeanor, or Class 2 felony.
Y un punto acusatorio de acoso indecoroso de un menor, lo cual es una falta de clase 1.
1 count of furnishing obscene material to a minor, Class 4 felony.
Un delito de clase 4 de proporcionar artículos obscenos o imágenes a un menor.
And 1 count of dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony.
Y un delito de clase 4 como punto acusatorio de tenencia de una droga nociva.
I will find probable cause and I will appoint you an attorney.
Declaro que hay motivo fundado de procesamiento y le voy a asignar a un abogado defensor.
I am setting a status conference on July 21st at 8:30.
Voy a fijar una consulta de actualizaciones el 21 de julio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
And a preliminary hearing on July 24th at 8:30, also in the Downtown Superior Court.
Y una audiencia preliminar el 24 de julio también a las 8:30 de la mañana en el edificio central del Tribunal Superior.
I am setting a cash-only appearance bond today in the amount of $250,000.
Voy a fijar una fianza únicamente disponible en efectivo por la cantidad de $250,000.
If you do post bond, I am ordering that pretrial services supervises you in the community and that they install an ankle monitor on you prior to release.
Y si usted depositara la fianza, ordeno que la Agencia de Control de Procesados se encargue de su supervisión y que le coloque una tobillera electrónica para su monitoreo en la comunidad.
If you do post bond, I'm also ordering that you not return to the scene of any alleged crime.
También, si usted depositara la fianza y sale libre, le ordeno no volver al lugar donde ocurrieron los supuestos ilícitos.
No contact with any alleged victim, complainant or witness.
Y no tener comunicación o contacto con ninguna de las supuestas víctimas o testigos.
No contact with any minors.
No tener ninguna comunicación o contacto con ningún menor de edad.
No possessing any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
No podrá tener en su posesión ningún tipo de armas, drogas o alcohol.
And you may not initiate any contact with the alleged victim for any reason.
Y usted no puede iniciar comunicación o contacto con la supuesta víctima por ningún motivo.
That includes both direct and indirect contact.
Eso significa comunicación y contacto directo, tanto como indirecto.
Such as through third parties or social media.
Eso significa no contactarla como a través de terceros o a través de las redes sociales.
Any violation of a no victim contact order could constitute aggravated harassment, which would be a Class 6 felony.
Cualquier contravención a esa orden de no tener comunicación o contacto sería un acto de acoso, lo cual podría interponerse como otra imputación de delito de clase 4.
All of this will be in your paperwork. Do you have any questions?
Todo esto va a estar incluido en sus documentos. ¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
¿Cuándo va a tener para hacer una llamada a mi familia? Que no hablo con ellos desde que me estoy detenido.
I'm just wondering when I'm going to be able to have a phone call with my family. I'm wondering because I haven't had any communication with them since I was detained.
You will have access to a phone when you get back to processing.
Usted va a tener acceso a un teléfono cuando regrese de nuevo al área de procesamiento.
But as I said, no contact with any victim, complainant, or witness in this case.
Pero como le dije, no puede tener comunicación o contacto con ninguna víctima, testigo o persona que haya presentado la queja contra usted.
Claro.
Of course.
Okay, grab your paperwork and have a seat to your left.
Muy bien, tome sus documentos y regrese a sentarse al lado izquierdo.
And thank you, Ms. Prieto. That was the only one that we had an interpreter matter for, so feel free to disconnect at any time.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will do so at this time. Have a great day.
You as well. That does conclude the 8 a.m. calendar. We will stand in recess until 11 a.m.
One ISO, everyone else is present.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Commissioner Hughes. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for Tuesday, July 15th. The court's orders for the taking of DNA samples and fingerprints issued on the first calendar of July will apply to all of the hearings on this calendar. As we get started in here this morning, I will call each of you into the courtroom one at a time. I'll ask one of you to stand behind this gray podium here in front of me in the courtroom. I'll ask the next two people I intend to call into the courtroom to line up in the two blue chairs right inside this door. So that's how we'll move through this calendar. I'll ask that you move from the chair you're in right now to the second chair, from there to the first chair, from that chair into the courtroom. I know that might seem a little bit silly, but I promise you all that will make this calendar move much faster, and then everybody can get to where they need to be after this a little bit sooner. Once you work your way into the courtroom and you're behind the podium, I will start by asking you to state your full name and date of birth. Then I will explain to you why you're here this morning. You all have the right to the assistance of counsel in a criminal case. When you're in the courtroom, I will tell you whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. Those lawyers are sometimes called public defenders. Whether or not you qualify for a public defender, you always have the right to hire a private lawyer to defend you if you wish to. When you're in the courtroom, I'm also going to give you the next court hearing dates and times that you'll be required to attend after this court hearing. The last thing that we'll do while you're in here is talk about whether you are legally eligible for release from custody. If you are, we will talk about on what terms and conditions you could be released. In addition to the right to the assistance of counsel, you all also have the right to remain silent. There will not be a lawyer in the courtroom this morning to defend you, but anything that you choose to say here in the courtroom could be used against you at any point down the line in these proceedings. Because of that, and because you won't have a lawyer, I encourage you all not to make any statements regarding the facts that brought you here. Please save any questions, comments, statements that you might feel inclined to make about the facts of your case for a hearing where you have a lawyer present, so you can discuss that with your lawyer before you make any statements that could be used against you that you can't take back. Last thing I'll tell you before we get started is that all of the information that you get while you're in the courtroom will be given to you in a written document called a release order as soon as you're done in here and you step back into that room. So please don't feel like you need to memorize dates, times, conditions we talk about here in the courtroom, but please keep that paperwork with you wherever you go from here. As long as you have that paperwork, come tomorrow, next week, you can look back at it and you'll still have access to all the information that we went over while you're in the courtroom. All right, let's go ahead and get started. If you're, officer, you ready?
I'm great.
Okay. All right, can I have Luis Gomez all the way into the courtroom behind the podium? Justin Reeves, if you would please have a seat in this first chair right inside the door. Alexis Montter, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Luis Gomez, 05-1976.
What day?
May 2nd.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gomez. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is a bench warrant that was issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing felony drug and misdemeanor DUI case. You have a lawyer already assigned to you in that existing case. That lawyer will continue to represent you. Your next hearings in that matter will be a new status conference July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th, both of them at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that existing case warrant, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are one count of narcotic drug possession, one count of dangerous drug possession, those two are class 4 felonies, and one count of drug paraphernalia possession, which is a class 6 felony. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations, and I appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next court hearings on those new allegations will in part be the same as your hearings on the existing case. So you will have a status conference the 21st and a preliminary hearing the 24th. Those are the two hearings that will be the same between the two cases. The difference is that on those new charges, because they are felony allegations alleged to have been committed while you were on release in that existing case, you're not eligible for release on bond, at least until you have an evidentiary hearing. So on the new charges, you will have one extra hearing. It will be an evidentiary hearing July 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. Between now and that hearing on the 22nd, you will not be eligible for release on bond on the new charges. Because of that, you should wait until after that hearing on the 22nd before attempting to post the bond on that existing case warrant. Do you understand that information? Okay, thank you, Mr. Gomez. If you'll grab your paperwork, you can head back to your left. Justin Reeves, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Then if I could have DeJuan Chapman in the second chair, please. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Justin Reeves, July 20th, 1999.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reeves. You are here on 3 different matters. The first one is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 2 counts of aggravated driving under the influence, both Class 4 felonies, 1 count of driving under the influence as a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of false reporting to law enforcement. That's also a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations and appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings on those new allegations will be a status conference July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th, both at 8:30 downtown. On those new allegations, you have a $2,500 secured appearance bond. The other 2 matters you're here on are allegations that the new charges violated Term 1 of your probation in 2 different matters. In each of those 2 probation cases, I have appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next court hearing in the probation matters will be a revocation arraignment July 22nd at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. In the 2 probation matters, you are not eligible for release on bond. That means you will be held in custody on the 2 probation cases, at least until you see the probation judge on the 22nd. Because of that, you should wait until after your probation hearing before attempting to post the bond on the new allegations. Do you understand that information?
No, I don't. How I'm on probation for 2, I don't understand how I'm on probation for 2 things. What do you mean?
So it looks like you're currently on probation in 2 different matters. The first one, you are on probation on an aggravated assault allegation. The second one, you're on probation in a different driving under the influence case.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Reeves. You can step back and get your paperwork. Alexis Montter, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Gabriel Barreres, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Alexis Saul Monter, 8496.
Thank you very much. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of unlawful imprisonment, a Class 6 felony, 2 counts of assault, and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Those last 4 are all Class 1 misdemeanors. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th, both of them at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On those allegations, you have a $25,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you cannot return to the scene where the alleged events giving rise to these allegations took place. You cannot have any contact with alleged victims or witnesses. You are ordered not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription if you are released. If you're released, you also cannot possess any weapons, and whether or not you're released from custody, you are ordered to strictly comply with the terms of any orders of protection, if any have been or are later served upon you. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Do you have a question?
I don't know why they gave me these charges. Like, me and my girl are good. We were just at the house, and they went and arrested me. So we don't know what's going on, you know?
Talk to your lawyer about that. Your lawyer can talk to you about the underlying facts and can give you the factual allegation giving rise to these charges. But the short answer to that question is law enforcement has alleged that a third-party witness observed actions that would meet the legal elements of these crimes, which is what authorized them to book you in and allege that these were committed.
Okay, one more thing I'm sorry to ask.
No, go ahead.
Is there any way you can lower this bond so I can go home? Like, I just came home and I'm trying to be there for my daughters, you know, like,
where the underlying events took place?
I actually got hired at Uber Eats, so I'm trying to provide for my kids, you know?
Is home where these alleged events took place?
I have another address. I did give it to the pretrial services.
Okay. So The answer to your first question is no. The bond can't be lowered here today. You will have an opportunity to talk to your lawyer to potentially seek a modification at your next court hearing, but leaving here, you will have to post that $25,000 secured appearance bond. You could try to go through a bonding company for that. If you wanted to explore that option back in the jail facility, there's a list of bonding companies and their phone numbers you could call. But in any event, if you are released, please remember that if you get out of custody, you can't go back to the location where this took place. And regardless of what you believe to be the status of your relationship with the alleged victim, at least until your first hearing on the 21st, you can't have any contact with that person.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
That was it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Montter. You can step back. DeJuan Chapman, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Bel Garcia, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
DeJuan Lee Chapman, June 29, 2004.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chapman. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation against you is one count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. It is a Class 4 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that allegation, you have a $25,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you are prohibited from possessing any weapons. Do you understand those conditions?
I never had yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chapman. You can step back to your left.
I can get like a 10% on how much I got to pay the whole?
Potentially, yeah. So it's secured appearance, which means you could use a bonding company for that. My general understanding is that most bonding companies require a minimum of 10% down. I think there are requirements on the back end, but that's an agreement you would make with the bonding company directly. So if you want to explore that when you get back into the facility, find one of those lists of bonding companies and you can call one, two, or all of them and see if you can find one that will work with you.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Gabriel Barreres, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Roberto Gausson, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Gabriel Barreres, 12286.
Thank you, Mr. Barreres. You are here on two different matters. Both of them allege new allegations against you, just in different ways. The first one is an arrest warrant issued after a direct complaint was filed. That's new allegations in a written document. Those allegations are one count of dangerous drug possession and one count of narcotic drug possession. Both of those are Class 4 felonies, alleged to have been committed May 2nd of 2024. That might be a 7. Either May 2nd or May 7th so in May of 2024. The second matter you're here on is allegations of new offenses alleged to have been committed yesterday. Those allegations are one count of aggravated robbery, a Class 3 felony, one count of using an artifice with the intent to shoplift, a Class 4 felony, and one count of resisting arrest, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those allegations. In both of these cases, you're entitled to a lawyer, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings in both of these cases will be the same. You will have a status conference on July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the drug allegations in that direct complaint, you have a $100 secured appearance bond. On the new arrest allegations, the robbery, resisting arrest, and shoplifting allegations, you have a $25,000 secured appearance bond. So your total bond is $25,100. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot return to the scene where any of these new allegations took place. You cannot have contact with any alleged witnesses or co-defendants, and you are prohibited from possessing any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription if you're released. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barreres. You can step back to your left. Bel Garcia, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Nicholas Baca, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Saul Garcia, 09/23/2004.
Thank you very much. You are here on two different matters. The first one is an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. It's a Class 4 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and I appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings on that new allegation will be a status conference July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th, both of them at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that new allegation, you have a $20,000 secured appearance bond. You're also here on an allegation that new charge violated term 1 of your probation. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you in that probation case. Your next court hearing in that matter will be a revocation arraignment July 22nd at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the probation matter, you have a $5,000 secured appearance bond. That means your total bond for both cases will be $25,000. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription.
So how much would I have to pay?
You could talk to a bonding company. My general understanding is they require a minimum of 10% down. So 10% of $25,000 would be $2,500, I think. Is that right? Yeah. So $2,500. But I don't want to tell you what they might require and be wrong. So if you're interested in using a bonding company, you can find a list of them back in the jail.
If I don't want to use a bonding company.
If you don't want to use a bonding company, you'd have to post the full $25,000.
The full 25?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Roberto Gausson, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Preston Reikener, if you'd work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Roberto Lucas Gausson, 03/06/1996.
Thank you very much, sir. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, that's a Class 5 felony, 1 count of reckless driving, a Class 2 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal speeding, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, you have a $2,500 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot operate a motor vehicle upon release if you don't have a valid driver's license. Do you understand those conditions?
So I have a $2,500 bond?
That's right.
Okay, and is my driver's license good right now? Is it not?
I don't know. I am not suspending it, but I don't know if it was administratively suspended or not.
Okay.
So if you don't know one way or the other, and you post that bond and you get out, before you operate a motor vehicle, I would say contact MVD and just inquire as to the status of your license. If it is valid, you're fine to operate a motor vehicle, but if it's been suspended, don't operate a motor vehicle.
Okay, and then I'll have the dates of the courts?
Yes, date, time, address, and phone number for the courts will be in that paperwork.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Nicholas Baca, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Bernice Lopez, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Nicholas Baca, 12/15/1971.
Thank you, Mr. Baca. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of dangerous drug possession for sale, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On these 2 allegations, you have a $1,500 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Baca. You can step back to your left.
All right.
Preston Reikener, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Eric Gorsegner, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Preston Reikener, 10/15/2004.
Thank you very much. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle. It is a Class 5 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 21st and then a preliminary hearing the 24th. They'll both be at 8:30 downtown. On that allegation, you have a $2,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released, you cannot operate a motor vehicle upon release if you don't have a valid driver's license. Do you understand those conditions?
Alright. Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork. Bernice Lopez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Benjamin Snyder, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I please have your name and date of birth?
Bernice Lopez, Your Honor.
And what's your date of birth?
3/11/89.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lopez. You are here on a probation violation warrant. A petition to revoke your probation alleges that you have violated terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you in the probation proceedings. Your next court hearing will be a probation revocation arraignment hearing, July 22nd. It'll be at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On that warrant, you have a $1,500 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lopez. You can step back to your left. Eric Gorsigner, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Gary Owens, if you please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Eric Gorsigner, 8/27/56.
Thank you very much. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, that's a Class 5 felony, and 1 count of driving under the influence, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 21st, and then a preliminary hearing the 24th. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On those allegations, you have a $1,500 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And if you are released, you cannot operate a motor vehicle upon release if you don't have a valid driver's license. Do you understand those conditions?
I do.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. If you'll wait for your paperwork, you can head back to your left. Benjamin Snyder, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Braxton Martin, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Benjamin Snyder, 4/30/86, my birthday.
Thank you very much, Mr. Snyder. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of using an artifice with the intent to shoplift, that is a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of trafficking in stolen property, which is a Class 3 felony. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 21st, and then a preliminary hearing the 24th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, you have a $1,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you're released from custody, you cannot return to the scene where these alleged events took place. You cannot have contact with the complainant or any alleged witnesses, and you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription if you are released. Do you understand those conditions?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Okay. Can I get a OR?
You have to post that bond in order to be eligible for release. Gary Owens, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Jimmy Stickle, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Gary Owens, 12/27/1948.
Thank you very much, Mr. Owens. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is 1 count of narcotic drug possession. It is a Class 4 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and I have appointed a public defender to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 21st, and then a preliminary hearing July 24th. Both of them will be at 8:30. They'll both be in the Superior Court downtown here in Phoenix. On that allegation, you have a $1,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that, you would be eligible for release from custody but required to stay in Arizona. Also, if you posted that and were released, you would be ordered not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, I do, and I live in Klamath Falls, which is
30 miles over the California border in Oregon.
Okay.
Can I go home? That's where my home is, and I can get my trailer and make plans to come down and get this thing taken care of.
Yes. So here's what I will do. I will authorize you, if that bond is posted and you are released from custody, I will authorize you to travel between Arizona and Oregon. You must return to the state of Arizona by midnight on July 20th so that you are able to appear at your court hearing on the 21st at 8:30 a.m. So I will let you go home to Oregon. You'll have to be back by midnight on July 20th. You'll have to then attend your hearings on the 21st and the 24th. You can also petition the trial court. When you get to court on the 21st, you can petition the judge that will preside over the actual facts of this case for a permanent order to travel back and forth, or potentially work through that court to just go back to Oregon and appear virtually for things. I don't know who the judge is going to be, and I don't know what their policy is on that. But for now, you can go back and forth between Arizona and Oregon as long as you're here on the 20th. But just know that's a temporary order until you get to the trial court judge, so that could change on the 21st.
Right.
Okay, anything else?
No, thank you for
All right,
considering.
thank you. We'll get that reprinted with that modification, and we'll bring it out to you if you'll step back to your left. Thank you, sir. Braxton Martin, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. James Jones, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Behind that gray podium, if you would, please. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Braxton Martin, April 23rd, 1996.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing felony drug case. You have a lawyer already assigned to you in that case. That lawyer will continue to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a new status conference on July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that warrant, you have a $1,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you are ordered not to possess any drugs. Do you understand those conditions?
Yeah, I thought there would be a way I could get still released, like, because I mean, I'm homeless and everything. I wasn't able to make it, but I'm gonna be able to make it to this next one. Like, I don't have any way of posting bond. I don't have anyone that'll help me.
If you don't get that bond posted, you'll stay in custody at least until your first hearing.
And what's today's date?
Today is the 15th. All right, thank you, Mr. Martin. You can grab your paperwork, head back to your left. Jimmy Stickle, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Nadia Miller, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Jimmy Stickle, June 18th, 1980.
Thank you, Mr. Stickle. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is an arrest warrant issued after a direct complaint was filed. A direct complaint is a written document that alleges new allegations against you. I should have said allegation, it's just one. The allegation in that direct complaint is one count of dangerous drug possession. It's a Class 4 felony alleged to have been committed May 26th of 2024. I did appoint a lawyer to represent you against that allegation. Your next court hearings on that case will be a status conference July 21st and then a preliminary hearing July 24th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that arrest warrant, you have a $900 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is a bench warrant that was issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a sentencing hearing in an existing felony drug case. In that existing case, you already have a lawyer assigned to represent you. That lawyer will continue to defend you. Your next court hearing in that existing case will be a status conference July 21st at 8:30, so same date and time as the status conference on the other case. On that existing case, you have a $250 secured appearance bond. So that means your total bond will be $1,150. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Both of those court dates are at the same Superior Court, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
All three of them, technically.
Okay.
So the 21st, you'll have 2 cases heard. The 24th, just 1, but they'll all be in the same location.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. You can step back to your left.
Thank you.
James Jones, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Kim Mongeli, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
James Edward Jones, 1956.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. You are here on 3 different matters. The first matter you're here on is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations, and I've appointed a lawyer to defend you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 21st, and then a preliminary hearing the 24th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On those new allegations, you have a $50 secured appearance bond. The other 2 matters you're here on are both probation violation warrants. They both allege that you have violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I appointed a lawyer for you in both of those probation cases. Your next court hearing in the probation matter will be a revocation arraignment hearing July 22nd at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On each of those 2 probation warrants, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. That means your total bond for all 3 cases will be $1,050. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you're released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jones. If you'll take your paperwork, you can head back to your left. Nadia Miller, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Jackie Ruffin, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Nadia Miller, date of birth 7/23/77.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. You are here on 2 bench warrants, both issued by the probation court when you failed to appear at revocation arraignment hearings. You have a lawyer assigned to you already in both of those cases. Your next court hearing will be a new revocation arraignment hearing July 22nd. It'll be at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On each of those 2 warrants, you have a $100 secured appearance bond. So your total bond on these 2 warrants will be $200. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription.
Okay, secured means it has to be, $200 has to be paid, is that correct?
Well, $200 has to be paid to the court. Secured means that you could use a bonding company if you can find one that will work with you on that small of a bond.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Miller. You can head back to your left.
And who do I call to get that? Like, is that not family, but to try a bonding company? Who would they call?
Back in the jail, there's a list of bonding companies and their phone numbers, so you can ask one of the officers back there to point one out to you, and you can find one, and it has all their phone numbers on it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Kim Mongeli, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Todd Bowen, if you'd please work your way to the second chair.
Right here?
Right there, yes. If you would please pull your arms out of your shirt and then tell me your name and date of birth.
Kim Mongeli, 5/23/57.
Thank you, Ms. Mongeli. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation is 1 count of criminal trespassing. It is a misdemeanor allegation. Because that's a misdemeanor offense, you're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. That means if you want to have a lawyer defend you against this allegation, you'll have to hire a lawyer to represent you. Your next court hearing on this allegation will be an arraignment hearing July 31st. It will be at 8:30 in the morning in the El Centro Justice Court. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance. That means you would be released from custody. You would then be responsible for getting yourself to that court hearing on July 31st, and you would be ordered not to be present at any property owned or operated by Arizona State University. Do you understand those conditions, Ms. Mongeli, and do you agree that you'll abide by them if you are released from custody?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Then if you'll wait for your paperwork, you can go ahead and step back to your left.
Thank you.
Jackie Ruffin, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Terrell Conrad, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I please have your name and date of birth?
Jackie Ruffin, October 17th, 87.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ruffin. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 2 counts of shoplifting, both Class 1 misdemeanors. I did find probable cause to support those allegations. Because they are misdemeanor offenses, you're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. You will have to hire a lawyer to represent you if you want a lawyer to defend you. Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 30th. It will be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the Goodyear Municipal Court. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance, which would mean you would be released from custody. You would then be responsible for getting yourself to that hearing July 30th, and you would be ordered not to return to the scene where the underlying alleged shoplifting events took place. Do you understand those conditions and agree that you'll abide by them if released?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Ruffin. You can head back to your left. Todd Bowen, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Ronald Smith, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Right behind this gray podium, please. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Todd Bowen, 11/14/05.
Thank you, Mr. Bowen. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Even though this is a misdemeanor offense, you are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. That lawyer is going to be appointed for you by the next judge you see at your next court hearing. That hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 31st. It'll be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the North Mesa Justice Court. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance. That means you would be released from custody. You would then be responsible for getting yourself to that hearing on the 31st. You would be ordered upon release not to have contact with the alleged victim, physical or otherwise. You could not possess any weapons or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription upon release. And you would be ordered to strictly comply with the terms of any orders of protection, if any have already been or are later served upon you. Do you understand those conditions, Mr. Bowen, and do you agree that you'll abide by them if released?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. You can get your paperwork, head back to your left. Terrell Conrad, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Aaron Kavoda, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Terrell Conrad, 12/21/97.
Thank you, Mr. Conrad. I am seeing you on a post-adjudication warrant issued by the Buckeye Municipal Court. It looks like the underlying allegation in that case was a misdemeanor disorderly conduct allegation. Because this is a post-disposition misdemeanor matter, you're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. If you don't already have a lawyer working with you in that case, but you want one, you'll have to hire a lawyer to represent you going forward. Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 29th. It will be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the Buckeye Municipal Court. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance. That means you would get out of custody on this warrant and you'd be required to get yourself to that hearing on the 29th at 2 o'clock. My records indicate that you were served this warrant while you were in custody on something else. Do you anticipate that you'll be out of custody on whatever that other thing is and able to take yourself to that court hearing on the 29th?
Yes,
Okay.
so I get out of here on the 28th because I have a 15-day sentence to do.
Okay.
So on the 28th, when I get out, I'll be able to go to that
Outstanding.
court.
Okay, I will leave it as is. I'll just ask you, Mr. Conrad, to please be mindful of that date on the 29th. So if something changes and it looks like you might still be in custody on the 29th, keep that paperwork and then give that court a call, because if you're in custody, you're not going to be transported to this hearing because there's no bond on it. Okay. So just be mindful that you have a court hearing on the 29th. If you get out on the 28th, perfect, get yourself to that court hearing. But come the 26th, 27th, if you're like, uh-oh, I'm going to have 1 day, 2 more days, call that court and see if they'll reschedule that hearing for you.
All right, thank you
All right,
so much.
thank you very much. You can step back. Ronald Smith, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Matthew Hale, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Ronald Eugene Smith, 03/22/1962.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. You are here on 2 different matters. The first matter that you're here on is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of criminal trespassing, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations. On those, you are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. Your next court hearings on those allegations will be a status conference July 30th and then a preliminary hearing August 1st, both of them at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. The second matter that I'm seeing you on is an initial arrest warrant alleging new allegations against you from the Peoria Municipal Court. The initial arrest warrant out of Peoria alleges 1 count of theft, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal trespassing, a Class 3 misdemeanor. The warrant alleges that those offenses were committed March 3rd of 2021. Because those allegations are misdemeanor offenses, you are not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. So on the misdemeanor charges, if you want a lawyer to defend you, you'll have to hire one to represent you. Your next court hearing on the misdemeanor matter will be an arraignment hearing July 31st. It will be at 9 o'clock in the morning. It will take place in the Peoria Municipal Court. On both of these matters, I am intending to release you on your own recognizance, so you would get out of custody and you'd be responsible for getting yourself to all of your court hearings, the 30th, the 31st, and then August 1st. You would also be ordered upon release not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions and agree that you will abide by them if released?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith. There's your paperwork. You can head back to your left. Aaron Cavada, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Aaron Cavada, 12/10/82.
Thank you, Ms. Cavada. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of assault. It is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Even though it's a misdemeanor allegation, you are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. That lawyer will be appointed for you at your next court hearing by the next judge you see. That hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 29th. It will be at 8:30 in the morning in the West Mesa Justice Court. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance. That means you would be released from custody. You would then be responsible for getting yourself to that next court hearing. Upon release, you would also be ordered not to return to the scene where the underlying alleged events took place. You would also be ordered not to have contact with the alleged victim. This means that you would not be authorized to reside at the same location as the alleged victim. If you currently reside with the alleged victim and upon release intend to go back to that location, as long as the alleged victim is also residing there, you would have to find an alternate residence, at least until your first hearing on the 29th. If that's the case and you do live at the same location and these orders mean you have to find an alternate residence, you can have one civil standby, which means you can arrange to have a local law enforcement officer escort you to any joint location to retrieve items that are there that you might need between now and the 21st, clothing, toiletries, if you have items there for school work. You could go back one time between now and your first court hearing to retrieve those items, but you would need a law enforcement escort. Also, upon release, you would be ordered not to possess any weapons and not to consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand all of those conditions and agree that you'll abide by them if you're released?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
I just have a question.
Okay.
I live in New York.
Okay.
And I'm here on vacation with my husband. So I need to go back home. I have children that are 12 and 14 years old that I have to go back home to.
And is back home also where?
No, everything happened here. We were on vacation. And
but the alleged victim is your husband, right?
Correct.
And so home is also where he is?
Correct.
So I am not opposed to allowing you to go back to New York, but I am opposed to allowing you to have contact with the alleged victim, at least until your first court hearing. So everything else would remain the same. Well, everything would remain the same, except I would give you authorization to travel between Arizona and New York so long as you were back in Arizona by the 28th at midnight to go to your court hearing on the 29th. But that would mean that if you have a joint flight, you wouldn't be able to communicate with your husband. It would also mean that once you get back to New York, if you reside with him, either you would have to find an alternate residence or he would, but I can't order him to leave because he's not before me. So I'm fine authorizing you to go back to New York. I don't have a problem with that, but please know that you still can't have contact with your husband, the alleged victim, even once you get out of Arizona. Okay, so you can travel between Arizona and New York. You will have to be back in Arizona by midnight on the 28th. So that you can be present at your court hearing on the 29th. That's a temporary order between now and that hearing on the 29th. On the 29th, the judge you see on that day could give you a more permanent order, perhaps just allowing you to stay in New York and handle things virtually from there, or might require you to stay here. So between now and at least that hearing on the 29th, you can travel between the two states. Just be mindful, no contact with the alleged victim. Okay, anything else I need to address? No. Okay, thank you very much. We'll get that paperwork reprinted for you and we'll bring it out to you. All right, thank you. Matthew Hale, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Matthew Hale, 6/28/92.
Thank you, Mr. Hale. You are here on an allegation of a new charge.
Yeah.
That allegation is one count of organized retail theft. It is a Class 4 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed a lawyer to defend you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 30th, and then a preliminary hearing August 1st. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance, so you would be released from custody. That would mean it would be your responsibility to get yourself to both of those next court hearings. Upon release, you would also be ordered not to return to the scene where the underlying alleged events took place, and you could not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions and agree that you'll abide by them if released?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hale. You can step back to your left.
Thank you.
Okay, number 7 on the calendar, Shaka Johnson, date of birth 1/15/87, is not in the courtroom because he poses a danger to himself. He is here on a warrant issued by the Superior Court after he failed to appear at a comprehensive pretrial conference in an existing felony robbery case. He has a lawyer already assigned to him. His next court hearing will be a status conference July 18th at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that warrant, he has a $2,000 cash-only bond. If anything changes after I visit him cell-side, the court's final orders regarding his release conditions will be reflected in his written release order. That concludes the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar. This court will stand in recess until 2 p.m.
First one? Yeah. All right, something to do. You tell Floyd. All rise, Honorable Jane McLaughlin now presiding.
All right, thank you. Please be seated.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you? I am hanging in there. Thank you. And this chair is way too high. Oh, like this perch. This is huge doing. Okay, there we go. All right, so give me 1 second to get logged in. I think we did not end up with any LEP, right? Okay. LEP is limited English proficiency. And then we have college. Still remote, but it's way because they know how to translate things like English, which I don't recommend you do. Because your call will magically disconnect. Oh no! Should I lose you? Okay, 1 second here. Okay, thank you for your patience. This is the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar for July 15th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made to the sheriff's office on the first calendar of the month will also apply to these hearings. This should have auto-logged me in, but it's not. Okay, we're going to start with Mr. Celli Pasquale. Celli or Celli, will you please go to the podium? You're going to be first. Right here, sir. And then Mr. Figueroa Figueroa, will you please go to the chair inside the door? You'll be next. Good afternoon, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Yes, please? Pasquale Sealy.
Which date of birth, sir?
April 23rd, 1995.
Okay, thank you. You are here on a new case.
Yes.
You've been accused of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, 2 counts. There is probable cause for both of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case. I'm setting 2 next court dates in your case. They will both be in the downtown Superior Court. The first is the status conference on July 21st at 8:30 in the morning. The second is a preliminary hearing, July 24th at 8:30 in the morning. The court address will be on your paperwork. And based on what the police have presented, bond is set in your case at $25,000. It is secured. That means you can use a bail bond.
I can use a bail bond?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
If you post bond, you will be on an ankle monitor under strict release conditions. The purpose of the ankle monitor is to keep you away from the alleged victim. As of this moment, you will violate my order if you have any contact with the alleged victim. Pretrial Services says you apparently had contact with her prior to the court hearing. That stops as of this moment.
Can I say something?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'll give you a chance.
Sorry.
It doesn't matter if she contacts you first. You do not have the right to respond. And you could be booked on a new felony for violating this order. I included a statute in your paperwork. I recommend that you read it. Look it up on the internet when you can and read it. A single act of harassment committed in violation of my order could be booked as a new felony. If that happened, you would not be granted bond. Also, please be aware that what we call witness tampering, which means attempting to influence the testimony of another person, is also a felony. If you were booked in on that charge and probable cause were found, you would be held without bond. I'm telling you those consequences because I want you to take my orders very, very seriously. You may not live where she lives. If you have been, you do not as of now. You can do a civil standby one time with a law enforcement officer. Then you must stay somewhere else while the case is pending. If you don't currently reside with her, then that does not apply to you. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you're served with any order of protection or order against harassment, particularly from the second male victim, absolutely no contact with that person either. Now, what did you want to say?
Thank you, Your Honor. And she contacted my mom, by the way. She did not contact me, or I didn't contact her. And
yeah, so don't pass any messages to her. It doesn't make it okay.
Absolutely not.
Not social media, not your mom.
And her mom contacted my mom as well.
They can do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
You're the one under a court order.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And last thing is, it probably doesn't matter, but she and her friend, I guess, dropped the charges, but I know the state picked it up. But this morning, I guess they dropped the charges. They called the police.
Okay. So talk to your lawyer about this, all right?
Okay.
Dropping the charges is not a thing. What it means is they may have called and said that they don't wish to participate in the prosecution. It is not up to them.
Gotcha.
It is up to the state of Arizona, who is represented in your case by the county attorney's office. The county attorney can absolutely go forward, whether the victims like it or not. They must listen to the victims. The victims have rights in the case. They must consult with those victims. They are under zero obligation to do what they want. What you are accused of is extremely serious. There does appear to be a weight of evidence. If they have the evidence against you that is alleged against you, there is a fairly reasonable possibility the state will go forward regardless of whether they are attempting to drop the charges. So don't do anything to try to influence either of those people.
No.
You stay away from them.
Yeah.
I gave you a lawyer. You probably won't meet them until your next court date. But you bond out. If you do, get your ankle monitor on, comply with the letter of that. And I always tell people, the better you comply, the sooner your lawyer has an argument to get that off of you.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew, but she is my fiance. I don't know.
That doesn't actually affect my decision.
It doesn't matter anything?
No, you're accused of what would be, talk to your lawyer about this. Okay. If these go forward as charged, a car can be charged as a dangerous felony. It's a capital D dangerous. And what that essentially means is prison mandatory. And so you're accused of potentially prison mandatory offenses. Now, you're a long way from being convicted. You're presumed innocent. So you're accused of that, though. I'm emphasizing that because I want you to take it with the utmost seriousness. You may yet end up marrying this person. You know, absolutely. I have no idea. But you're under very strict court orders and facing a potentially very serious outcome. So you need to take it really, really seriously now. Yeah. Don't do anything to get yourself accused of violating release conditions. Talk to your lawyer. Take your lawyer's advice. Don't miss court dates. Don't have any contact with those people.
Okay. Can I just, what is the court dates again? I'm sorry.
Oh, they're on your paperwork, and it's the 21st and 24th. That is about 6 days from now is your next court date.
Okay.
Don't miss it.
And then I can use a bail bond.
You can call them and they'll tell you what they want. They typically want a fee plus collateral.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Figueroa? Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Esteban Figueroa. Date of birth is April 5th, 1990.
Okay. Is your second last name Figueroa?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's my maternal last name.
Okay, understood. All right. You have been arrested in a new case. The allegations are aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs with a suspended license, which is a Class 4 felony, and aggravated assault, a Class 5 felony. Also, 2 allegations of leaving the scene of an accident, which are Class 1 misdemeanors. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is going to be 2 of them in the downtown Superior Court. The address will be on your paperwork. That will be a status conference, July 21st at 8:30 in the morning, which is this coming Monday. And your preliminary hearing will be July 24th at 8:30. That will be on your paperwork. Your bond is $5,000. It is secured. If you post it, you'll be released on pretrial services so that you can alcohol test for us. You may not drink while the case is pending. You may not go to the scene of the alleged crimes, although you can go one time on a civil standby with an officer if you have belongings there. That is, if they didn't tow your car or something, that's the only way you could go back there. Otherwise, don't go there. Don't have any contact with any of those witnesses or any alleged victims. Anybody whose property you damaged is an alleged victim in the case, as well as the officer is an alleged victim in the case. And then absolutely no driving at any time. I put it 2 places in your paperwork. It appears you do not have the legal right to drive. All right, everything's on your paperwork there. If you take that, you can step out to your left.
All right, so how do I post my bond, or how do I?
Talk to the DOs after court, but you'll have access to a phone. You can call the bail bondsman, collect, and they'll walk you through what they want. You call more than one bail bondsman.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks. Mr. Haag, Paul Haag. After that, Alyssa Flores, will you go to the chair? Paul Haag, all the way to the podium, please, and then Ms. Flores, Alyssa Flores. Where are you, ma'am? There you are, right there, the chair. You see the chair? Nope, your side of the door. Go back in. Go back, and then sit right there. Good job. Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth?
Paul Haig. Paul Jerome Haig.
Okay, what's your side of the door? Go back in. Go back. and then sit right there. Good job. Hi, sir, can I have your full name and date of birth?
Paul Haig, overall Jerome Haig.
Okay, what's your date of birth?
6/21/77.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got arrested on 3 allegations. For purposes of this hearing only, the court found probable cause on one of them, but not the other 2. The other 2 are not dismissed. I'm just not setting release conditions for them. They remain pending against you, and you need to talk to your lawyer later about how that works in our system. It just means for purposes of today's hearing, the police did not provide enough information to support their allegations that 2 of the 3 things they say you had were what they alleged. But they did provide sufficient probable cause for 1, which is the fentanyl pills. So I do find probable cause for purposes of this hearing for possession of narcotic drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony, 1 count. I am appointing a lawyer for you and talk to your lawyer more about how all of that works. And your next court dates will be in the Downtown Superior Court. The address is on your paperwork. Your status conference, July 21 at 8:30 in the morning. Preliminary hearing, July 24th, 8:30 as well. That will all be on your paperwork. Bond is set in your case at $5,000. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all your conditions. Those include no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. What did you want to say?
I just have, I'd probably make that bond, but can we do pre-trial services? Can I have an elderly father that I help or that I live with, and I would.
On these facts, sir, no. The court is not willing to do that.
Okay,
but if you do post the bond, just don't miss your court hearings and comply with those conditions. Okay.
And you said that was all be on my paperwork?
Sorry?
That'll be all on my paperwork, correct?
Correct. Everything I just told you is in your paperwork.
Okay, I can't get a hold of my father because I guess he doesn't allow to collect calls or something, so.
Well, some bail bondsmen will do a 3-way call for you. You might ask them. They might do a third-party call. Just see if they will. That's the only suggestion I have. The DOs may have other suggestions if you talk to them after court.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. If you take that, you step out to your left.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you get your paperwork yet? Go ahead and sit if you didn't. Is that yours? Should have your name on it. Yeah. Okay. Take that with you. Yeah.
Fine, thank you.
Or Ms. Flores? And then Jesse Bellato. Will you please go to the chair? Good afternoon, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Alyssa Angela Flores, 7/23/99.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a bench warrant in 3 different cases. I'm just going to take them in order. In number 4 on the calendar, you've been charged with possessing dangerous and narcotic drugs as a Class 4 felonies, also drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. You already have a lawyer in the case, and your next court date in this is your pending case where you missed a sentencing. You're going to have a status conference July 21st at 8:30 in the morning. That's this coming Monday at 8:30. They will give you a sentencing date at that hearing. So you're not going to be sentenced on Monday. It's just a status conference. And in this case, I'm going to affirm the bond that was set by the judge who issued the warrant. That is $1,000 secured for this case with written release conditions that will be in your paperwork. In the other 2 cases, they are failure to appear warrants for probation violation. Oh, you know what? I apologize. Yeah, no, I'm going to leave it there. Okay. Okay, so the other 2 are for failing to appear at the same hearing, which was a disposition hearing in your probation cases. So when you failed to appear, you were there for 3 cases. So in your probation cases, we're setting Monday, July 21st as your disposition hearing. That's 8:30 in the morning, same court. It'll all be on your paperwork. I'm affirming the bond in these cases is $2,500 secured per case. So that's $1,000 in the pending case and $5,000 total in the probation for $6,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. He's got your paperwork for you. Just take that with you and have everything I told you on it.
What's wrong?
It's $6,000 total. It should be $1,000 on the 2025 case and $2,500 on the other 2. So the CR 2025.
1,000 and 2,500. So that's.
I see.
4,000.
I've got 1,000, 2,500. Oh, geez. Okay, thank you. Thank you for listening.
You want me to change it, or?
Yes, I need to change number 6.
Which one's changing?
Number 6, which is 373, the case that ends in 373.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. Okay, we're going to get that reprinted for you, ma'am, and sent out. So if you go ahead and step out to your left, we'll send out your packet. Thank you. All right, Jesse Bellato, and then Sarah Macklin, will you come to the chair? Okay, Mr. Bellato, can I have your full name and date of birth?
Jesse Bellato, May 23rd, 2000.
Okay, thanks. You're here on 3 cases. I'm going to start with the first one, which is number 27 on the calendar. It's a probation violation warrant. Looks like you're on probation for a class 4 felony. There was a petition to revoke filed. And normally we would put in the terms, but I don't do that on my own. I'm pulling up in court, so we're going to have to practice. Okay, so it looks like you're on probation. You're on intensive probation in 3 different cases. These warrants were filed not too long ago, May 29th. They allege that you violated term 5 of your intensive probation. I recall there were other violations in the other one. No, looks like it's all term 5, which is changing residence and then not reporting. So you'll get copies of those from your lawyer. I'm appointing a lawyer for you in all 3 cases. Now, going back to number 27, your revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing is July 22nd, which is 1 week from today at 8:30 in the morning. That's in the downtown probation court. Your bond is, there we go. Sorry, the screen's being a little wacky. Your bond is, $250 secured in this case. You do have bond in the other cases, so give me a second to get to those. All right, in number 28 on the calendar, this is also a class 4 felony. You have the same next court date. It's July 22nd at 8:30 for a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing, and I'm affirming the bond set at $750 secured in this second case. Finally is number 29 on the calendar, which is your oldest case, the 2022 case, and that's also a probation violation for a class 6 felony, same court date, July 22nd, 8:30 in the morning for a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. And in this case, the probation judge gave you a $1,000 secured bond, which I am also affirming. So your total bond across all 3 cases is $2,000 secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions and call your PO within 24 hours of release. The number is right there on your paperwork. You can just grab that and step out to your left, please. Thank you. Ms. Macklin? And then Jairon Fields, will you please go to the chair? Hi, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Sarah Miles Macklin, April 20th, 1989.
Okay, thanks. You are here on a bench warrant in a pending criminal case, and in this case, you've been charged with unlawful use of a means of transportation, that's a class 5 felony, and unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, a class 5 felony. You've already had a lawyer appointed, and in this case, you failed to appear at your sentencing hearing, and a warrant was issued for you on July 2nd. Your next court date will be a status conference in front of your sentencing judge. That'll be this Monday, July 21st at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. At that court date, they will give you a sentencing date. And I'm going to affirm the sentencing judge's bond, which is $1,000 secured with written conditions. If you bond out, comply with all of those and don't miss your court date. They're going to have your paperwork for you right here. Thank you. You can go ahead and come in, Mr. Fields, and then... Oh, wait, stay right there. What was your question, ma'am?
Just to clarify, I thought my court date was on Friday.
Friday what?
This Friday. I'm pretty positive as of...
I'm going to check the docket real quick, and it looks like on June 20th you were released. You're giving a sentencing date of July 2nd. You weren't there and a warrant was issued. Then a motion was filed on July 10th to quash this warrant and just says you wanted an opportunity to explain. That had been set for a hearing. When I look at the hearings and events, it was actually set for, this Friday at 8:30 in the morning for you to explain your failure to appear at sentencing, but the warrant was not quashed. So this bond will stand. If you post it, you'll be back in court on the 21st. I don't know if they're going to transport you for the 18th or not. That'll be up to that court, whether they transport you for the 18th. But the court date that we have to give you is the 21st and that $1,000 security appearance.
Okay, thank
All right,
you.
Thank you. Mr. Fields? All right, Mr. Fields, can I have your full name and date of birth?
Jylon Fields, January 1st, 1998.
Okay, thanks. You're here on two things. One is a Justice Court warrant, one is a new arrest. I'm going to start with the Justice Court warrant, which is number 9 on the calendar. And in this case, it looks like you've been convicted of DUI, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The offense date was back on August 31st of 2020. This warrant went out on November 30th of 2022 for failing to appear post-sentencing. You're going to have an arraignment hearing in the West McDowell Justice Court in 2 days, which is July 17th at 8:30 in the morning in the West McDowell Justice Court. That address is on your paperwork. And bond is set in your case at $500 secured. I am also appointing a lawyer for you in the event you are unable to post bond by that date in 2 days. There will be a public defender there to help you on the bond issue only. You're not otherwise entitled to a lawyer because you've already been convicted in this case, but you have the lawyer if you need help with the bond issue. Now, you were also booked in on a new drug case, which is dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony. I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you, and I'm going to give you 2 court dates. The first is a status conference, July 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Preliminary hearing, August 1st at 8:30. So that's in about 2 weeks. Those will be downtown Phoenix. The address is on your paperwork. And in this case, the police did not provide enough information to support their allegation that what you had was a dangerous drug. So I'm not finding probable cause. You still have a lawyer and court dates, but you are released in this case. Not the other one. The other one you have a bond. But in this case, you are released because I didn't find probable cause. So talk to your lawyer about how that works. It does not mean the case is dismissed. So if you miss court on July 30th, there could be a warrant issued for your arrest. Everything's on your paperwork. If you get the copies from them, you can just step out to your left.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rojas, and then Mark Tan. Will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Vicente Rojas, January 7th, 1998.
Okay, thank you. You're here on a probation violation warrant. Looks like you're on probation for a Class 6 felony, and on May, looks like 6th, could be 8th of this year, there was a petition to revoke file. It was May 6th in your case, and it alleges that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, 7, and 13. That includes a failure to self-surrender for jail on May 5th. So there was a warrant issued for your arrest. I am appointing a lawyer for you on this petition. You'll go in front of the probation court on July 22nd, which is 1 week from today, 8:30 in the morning. That's a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. The address is on your paperwork. I'm affirming the bond set by the probation judge, which is $500 secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions, call your PO within 72 hours because you are still on probation, even while all of this is going on, okay? They're going to give you your paperwork. You can grab that and step out to your left. Thank you. Mr. Tan? Where's Mark Tan? Here we go. And then Sergio Montes. Will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth?
Mark Anthony Tan, 12/9/1993.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. This is going to go out of the University Lakes Justice Court, which I believe is in Chandler, but the street address is on your paperwork. And you've been accused of resisting arrest, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 2 allegations of third-degree criminal trespass of property. Those are Class 3 misdemeanors. I am appointing a lawyer to represent you on the bond question only, and I'm giving you a court date of July 18th, which is 3 days from now. That's this Friday at 8:30 in the morning in the University Lakes Justice Court. Your bond is $250. It is secured. If you post bond, you better be there on Friday, or you could lose that bond money, and there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest. If you don't post bond, you will have a public defender there with you on Friday to assist you on the bond issue only. We do not otherwise appoint lawyers in this type of misdemeanor case. Do not go to the scene of the alleged crimes. No contact with the alleged victim or victims. That's the police on the resisting charge. Everything else is on your paperwork. They're going to give you a copy of that. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
can I ask you one thing? I just want to say thank you, and I have a court date in Glendale on the 17th. I'm wondering, is there any way you can work with me, because I don't have any money. I don't have anybody that can post my bond.
No, and so all I can tell you is if you can't get a family member to reach out to Glendale and see if they can get that court date moved for you, then as soon as you get out, in this case, because eventually you will get out, as soon as you get out, you need to get on the phone to Glendale and see if you can get a walk-in day or something. The misdemeanor courts usually have some kind of free walk-in day where you could go in and be seen by the judge, get the warrant quashed, and take care of your court date there. Try to get out in front of that. But part of the reason you're getting a bond, Mr. Tan, is that they allege that you have more than one warrant.
I have more than one.
Trespass, sorry, this was more than one trespass. Mostly it was the allegation of running and trying to get in the car to flee. So, you can talk to your lawyer about that bond issue on Friday if you don't bond out, but if you miss that court date, get on the phone to Glendale as soon as you're able and let them know that you were in custody, and can you please have a new court date or a walk-in day.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, sir. Mr. Montez? And then Lazarus Burton, will you please go to the chair? Right here, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Tommy Zeus Montez,
Okay, what's your date of birth, sir?
July 19, 2000.
All right, thank you. You are here on a warrant from the Manistee Justice Court that popped up after you were arrested for something else. I don't actually know what your other case is. I just have this warrant for you from the Manistee Justice Court. It's a failure to appear on a charge of failing to obey a police officer, which is a misdemeanor, and it looks like this case dates back to February of 2024. And based on the timing of the dates in the warrant, my guess is it's a failure to appear at your first court hearing in the case. So I'm going to give you an arraignment hearing this Friday, July 18th, in the Manistee Justice Court. That's at 10:30 in the morning. So that's 3 days from now. And I'm going to set what's called a placeholder bond. It's $50. Don't post it unless you're able to get out on everything. The purpose of that is so you'll be eligible for credit for time in custody in this Manistee case, and so that the sheriffs will bring you over for court on Friday. If you have no bond, they won't bring you for this court hearing on Friday, and you'll catch another warrant even though you're sitting in custody.
Do I have to have a bond?
Yeah. And under these circumstances, I believe that you do, that it is 100% in your best interest and the interest of justice. But tell me, what are you in on? I didn't have time to look it up. What are you in on besides this?
Nothing.
What does that mean? You're dressed out, and this is a page 2.
I went to court yesterday for cases.
Can you guys check his booking for me?
I went to court yesterday for charges I had in Glendale.
Did they release you?
And they OR'd me on those cases.
Okay.
So
how did you end up in sheriff's custody then? Because Glendale's not sheriff's custody.
So I was in sheriff's custody because they transferred me there to await the court date to go to the Glendale cases. So while I was waiting for trial, they transferred me there because they couldn't house me in the Glendale for the time being.
Okay. Sorry, that doesn't necessarily line up with my understanding of things. What are you saying?
I'm assuming his statement is that he's probably holding it for Glendale for City Hall.
Yeah, but what I was trying to figure out is, does Glendale ever house defendants at MCSO? I've never heard that.
All the time.
So like, it's like their city jail gets full, and they send them over here.
So they only hold them at Glendale, from my understanding, because it kind of differs 48 hours, and then we get them after that. Up to 48 hours. Anything over 48 hours, we get them. It might even.
So if they were going to do 10 days for Glendale, they're going to come do it here? Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A lot of jails are like that. A lot of cities are like that. Okay, like that. I haven't done like that.
The things you learn after a lot of years. Okay. So, Mr. Montez, and by the way, the reason I'm asking you and willing to take your word for it is that if you steer me wrong, you'll only hurt yourself. You'll catch a warrant while you're sitting in custody. So I'm willing to take your word for it. But so as far as you know, you got OR'd in your Glendale case.
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, you literally are going to cause yourself to get a warrant if you're wrong or lying. So I'm gonna take your word for it. Cool. Because I wouldn't necessarily have held you otherwise. So I'm going to put defendant states.
Right now, I am currently housed in the Watkins jail.
Watkins? Okay. Did this warrant pop up as they were processing you for release?
So, yes, exactly correct.
Okay.
with this new information, will I be eligible for a OR?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You need to go to court, because it's going to show up on here that you came through this court and got an order from this court to go. You won't be able to say that you didn't know you had to go. It's going to change your court date to the 30th, by the way. So on July 30th, you're gonna have to go. In this case, I'm seeing you on today. If you don't, because this warrant's been out for a long time. If you don't go, the next time you come back here, we'll be able to see that you stood right here, got a court date, and still wouldn't go. So I just want to impress on you the importance of showing up on the 30th, okay?
Yes.
All of your court dates.
Your Honor.
Okay.
It's in my best interest to make sure I show up on time.
Yes, sir.
On the 30th.
Very much. Okay.
Can you give me the details on the address?
I will. Yeah, give me 1 second, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to release you, because I didn't have any other reason to hold you other than it's getting a little bit old. It's been over a year. So you are to go. Oh, you know what? I need to take off a lawyer, because we don't otherwise appoint lawyers in this type of case. The only reason I was going to give you one is because I was going to give you that little bond. So what you have is the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense, or to just go and represent yourself. So just go on July 30th at 10:30 in the morning. The address is going to be on your paperwork, and the date and time. And the address is up in Surprise. It's on Tierra Buena Lane in Surprise, but the exact address will be on your paperwork, okay? So just don't lose that paperwork. It tells you where to be on the 30th. Everything else is going to be on that paperwork, okay? So we're going to get that. Go ahead, ma'am.
You might want to rethink.
Uh-oh.
The DPS hold.
What's the DPS hold for?
The warrant for us, DPS hold, and it's been held for Glendale. So I don't know.
So the Glendale doesn't say OR?
No, it was disclosed. Hold on, let me see what it is. Oh, I lied to you.
Because this is going to probably be the DPS one.
I thought it was
Yeah.
my bad.
Okay, because I'm guessing this is the DPS.
So this is the page 2. Okay, we're good.
We're good. Okay. All righty. Okay, Mr. Montez. Hopefully this whole experience made you want to show up and not get stuck in jail for old things. Go on the 30th, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We're going to get you paperwork. If you head out to your left, the officers will bring it to you, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, good luck.
One more question. So,
Yes,
I'll be going home to about dinner time, maybe?
Oh, we hope so. Keep your fingers crossed. This is a central release facility for the entire jail system. So you get put in line with every single person who got released by any judge in the entire court system, and that can be a long line some days. So I'm sorry, it's not just the people right here. It's more. So try to be patient. I just tell people, try to be patient. You'll be home later this evening, we certainly hope. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
Have a beautiful day.
You too. All right.
Okay. Sorry about that, man.
Okay, Mr. Burton, you go ahead and come in, and,
I'm going to need to reprint. I really need a reprint.
all right, sir, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Lazarus Burton, 11/10/99.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Burton, 1 second. All righty, you are here on a warrant in failing to appear post-conviction because apparently you owe money in a driving on suspended license case. This warrant issued June 30th, 2025. After you failed to appear on June 29th, you stood in this court, and we gave you a court date of June 29th. I know that because I could see it in your paperwork, and then you didn't go. So I just want you to know before you say what you're going to say. I came in here planning to give you a bond. I just gave that guy a break. I don't particularly feel like fighting about it with you other than to let you know I was going to give you a bond. This says defendant present in IA court, arraignment set for 6/24 at 9 a.m. Defendant released OR by Commissioner Janine Dyer. And that was June 6th. You stood in this court and you didn't go. Were you going to tell me your excuse?
I called. They put me on what is, one of those things where you have to call
The Justice Court did?
Yeah, so they put me on, they let me off on my own recognizance,
Yeah.
and she said that I had to call someone, a parental advisor or something.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look this up, because that sounds kooky. Whoops, wrong. Okay, sorry. Nope, I shouldn't have done that booking number. Hold on a second. It's just gonna take a second to pull it up. There we go. That was June 6th, and this was the one ending in 6/23. Okay. Your order says OR.
Yes, and when I called...
But what are you nobody told you to call things. It says OR.
So what is this case for?
Oh, you probably have more than one. Oh, you had more than one case. Just a second. Okay. When you came through on the 6th, you also had a Superior Court case. You were booked on a felony. And in this one, they no PC'd the unlawful flight from June 5th. The commissioner did, and probably said, call, and you called, and the court date scratched.
Yeah, they dropped the case.
Not filed. Yeah, well, you had two cases. You completely blew the other one. So
but when I called, they said I didn't have
No, mine's a different one.
What is
two,
this one for?
No, you walked out of here with 2 release orders, not one. It sounds like you did what you're supposed to do on one, you messed up the other one. I have a completely different case. So this one is Ironwood Justice Court. I just got rid of it. In the Superior Court case, the other one, that was in the downtown Superior Court. This is one, in this case, you've already been convicted of driving on suspended license. The conviction date was November 28th of 2024. So you were already convicted. You're talking about when you were accused of committing unlawful flight and driving unsuspended from June 5th of this year. I don't know anything about that case.
Okay.
This is your conviction. You're convicted. You apparently owe them money. It's probably not a small amount. And you got to go to the Ironwood Justice Court in Gila Bend. So you got convicted in Gila Bend Justice Court, which is called Ironwood.
And I went to that court date.
Apparently you haven't been paying them, and they set a court date to talk to you about the money that you owe. I think this got overshadowed by your felony case from last time. So it sounds like you took care of business on the felony, or you at least called like you were supposed to, and it wasn't then filed by the county attorney. It may get filed later.
I was so focused on that case.
Yes, you totally blew this one. So I'm going to give you a do-over. It is driving unsuspended. You don't appear to have come in on any other charges. Don't do it again. You're definitely getting a bond if you miss another court date. So this is an absolutely separate case from last November in Gila Bend. Are you tracking with me now?
Yeah, now I'm back on track. But also, I remember going to that court date, so how do I have another
Because what happens is, if you fall behind on payments, they're going to send you nasty grant. If you don't live there anymore, you don't get the letter, or you don't respond, they're going to set a court date. When they set a court date and you don't show up, they issue a failure to appear or a failure to pay warrant. And this is how they find you. So as long as you're going to your court date, I don't have a reason to hold you. I wouldn't have been holding you because you're not paying. That's up to them to collect from you. It's not up to me. My job is to get you to come to court and comply with release conditions.
If I was aware, I would have went.
Okay, good. Then my advice is make sure they have your current address. If you have to move, you need to update your address to them, so if they get mad at you, you get the letters. Because I know that people can end up owing a lot of money, and you may deal with this justice court for a long time. But if you ever go into a period of ignoring them, you can be fairly sure there's a warrant out for your arrest, because they eventually turn to a warrant every time, as long as you owe them a dime. So just go to court. We don't have a reason to hold you. We don't. They may want us to, but we don't, as long as you're showing up.
Okay.
If you show up and say, I can't pay you, I need a payment plan, whatever, I can't help you with the underlying case. It's not my case. But I'm not going to hold you if I can see that when you come through the jail, you go to court. You may fall behind in paying, but again, it's not a purpose of release conditions to collect fines, fees, and restitution. Collection is no part of the release condition. So as long as you're going, we're likely to keep releasing you. I can't speak for everyone down here. There's a total now going to be 16 people who rotate through this job, and some of them
I
may
just
say.
wasn't aware, Your Honor. I mean, I thought I took care of everything.
And that's not an unreasonable explanation to me, and like I said, first failure to appear, I was gonna give you a break anyway. I just want you to know, now they'll come back and they'll go, you saw Janine Dyer, then you saw Jay McLaughlin, then you didn't go. You're gonna get at least a small bond just for blowing it off. So if that date doesn't work, call them before the warrant issues. Just call and say, I have to work that day. Do you have a walk-in day? Can I do something else? They'll work with you if you keep on track with them, okay? Everything's gonna be on your paperwork. You should be out in a few hours. Try to be patient.
Okay,
All right.
my own.
On your own recognizance. Yeah, just
thank
show
you, Your
up.
Honor.
Good luck. All right, and then you go ahead and head that way. They're gonna make sure they have your paperwork. Okay, thanks. Ms. Groskopf, Natasha Groskopf, and then Gabriel Ikener, I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, my bad. Okay, let's see, let me make sure I got it right. Okay, oops, fine. Okay, got it. Hi, ma'am, can I have your full name and date of birth?
Natasha Groskopf, December 25th, 1987.
Okay, thanks. You're hearing one new case, that's like a new allegation, and then two warrants from older cases that have basically been waiting in the system to find you. So I'm going to start with a new arrest, which is number 26 on the calendar. This is your new case. You've been accused of two things: possessing drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, and driving on a suspended license, a Class 1 misdemeanor. And for purposes of this hearing only, I only found probable cause on the driving unsuspended. The police didn't provide enough information to support the allegation that what you had was drug paraphernalia. That charge is not dismissed. I'm just not setting release conditions for it. And I am appointing a lawyer for you. You can speak to your lawyer more about how that works. But I'm going to treat it for release purposes as a misdemeanor.
Okay.
So, but I'm appointing a lawyer for you. I do have to give you court dates downtown in the Superior Court, though, because there is still a felony allegation pending against you. The first is going to be a status conference, July 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Preliminary hearing, August 1st at 8:30. That's in about 2 weeks. It's all going to be on your paperwork. Now, you're also here on two warrants for older cases that got filed, and then the court didn't have any way to find you, and that's how it turned into a warrant. But we don't hold that against you. So let me tell you what they are, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, okay?
Okay.
And the first one is number 24 on the calendar. You've been charged in a criminal complaint with possessing dangerous and narcotic drugs. Those are both Class 4 felonies. The alleged offense date is back on November 1st of 2019. Also, drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony on the same date. I am appointing a lawyer for you. I'm going to give you the same court dates. Status conference, July 30th at 8:30. Preliminary hearing, August 1st at 8:30. That address will be on your paperwork. Finally, in number 25, you've been charged in a criminal complaint with those same three charges: dangerous and narcotic drugs, which are Class 4 felonies, drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. This is from May 13th of 2019. And you'll get a copy of the charges and police reports for both of those cases from your lawyer. You'll end up with the same lawyer for everything. Same court dates, status conference, July 30th at 8:30, preliminary hearing, August 1st at 8:30. Now, in all three of these cases, I'm going to release you to pretrial services with drug testing and monitoring. I am concerned about the new allegations and the indication that you could possibly have been driving under the influence of drugs, which is extremely dangerous. And you are accused in 3 separate cases of possessing drugs. And if true, you may have a problem. And if you do, it's dangerous for you to drive. I'm not prohibiting you from driving because they didn't arrest you for driving under the influence. But I am going to make you drug test for us. And you're living here in the county, so just you'll have to call into pretrial. When you get out, you're going to get an envelope. Well, right now, you're going to get an envelope. Don't lose it. When you get out, follow the instructions in the envelope. It's got the phone number for you to call. You'll speak to a person. They'll get you set up with the drug testing, okay? All right, don't drive without a valid license. Everything's going to be on your paperwork, and if you take that from the officers, you can just step out to your left. You should be out in a few hours. Don't forget to call pretrial when you get out, okay? Okay. All right, thanks. Mr. Eichner? And then Nicholas Huddleston, will you go to the chair, please? Hi, sir, can I have your full name and date of birth?
Gabriel Nathaniel Eichner, 01/29/2003.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You got booked in for driving on a suspended license, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and knowingly displaying a fictitious license plate, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for those. Oops. I got to reprint this one. I'm sorry. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you. We don't appoint lawyers in this type of misdemeanor case. you do have the right to hire one at your own expense or to represent yourself. So your next court date is going to be in the University Lakes Justice Court, which I think is in Chandler. It's an arraignment hearing July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's 2 weeks from today, July 29th at 1:30. This is a brand new case, and even though the police allege quite a bit of shenanigans related to driving on suspended license and registrations and all of that, this is brand new. And so right now, I don't have a reason to think you won't appear for court.
Did they, is there a way?
Sorry?
Did they put in there that, cause I remember she was looking through the, I guess, owner records, and it showed like an Allen, but I had bought the vehicle in April, and I had all that paperwork. Is this something to worry about?
Well, it does. They talk about, he claimed the vehicle was recently registered, but it wasn't under his name because it didn't pass emissions. So, yeah, she talked about some of that, but I was planning to release you anyway. This is nonviolent. It's not even a victim case. These charges aren't victim charges. And like I said, you don't have any warrants or anything. So right now, I don't have any reason to think that you won't appear and comply with release conditions. So don't give us one. Just go. And I can't give you a lawyer because of the nature of the misdemeanors. But you could consult with one if you can. If you can't, just show up. Meet with the prosecutor on your own. Bring whatever you've got because you're representing yourself, if you don't hire a lawyer. But do not miss your court dates. Don't violate your release conditions. One of them is don't drive without a valid license. If you don't have a valid license, even if you own a car, you're committing a crime every time you do it. You'll get into a trick bag of never having enough money to pay down the fines and fees so you can get a license. This can go on for 10 or 15 years.
Yeah.
So go to court, okay? But mostly go to court. Okay. Everything's on your paperwork, okay? They're going to give it to you. You can step out to your left.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Huddleston? And then Lawrence Duran, will you go to the chair, please? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Nicholas Huddleston, 02-2599.
Thank you. You're on a new case. You got booked in for charges of possessing narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. For purposes of this hearing only, I found probable cause for the dangerous drugs and drug paraphernalia, not for the narcotic drug allegation, because the police didn't provide enough support that what you had, I think this one was a powder, was what they said. Don't say anything because I'm actually planning to release you. I don't want you to incriminate yourself. You don't have to say anything. The dangerous drugs is for alleged Xanax, but then I think there was a powder. It was the other thing. You don't have to tell me, but there was, I'm just saying there was something on there was blue pills and then another substance, whatever. They didn't give enough information for it. So I did find probable cause on alleged possession of dangerous drugs. Xanax is a dangerous drug under Arizona law. So I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Talk to your lawyer about all of this, okay?
Okay.
But for purposes of this hearing only, didn't find probable cause on the narcotic allegation. It's still pending against you, but it's up to the county attorney what you might ultimately be charged with, and you can go over that with your lawyer. I'm giving you two court dates. One's a status conference, July 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That's in about 2 weeks. Then your preliminary hearing is August 1st at 8:30. That's all on your paperwork. And from what I can see, you're being courtesy supervised here on behalf of Cochise County.
Yes.
And so any probation revocation has to come from Cochise County. It has not hit our system. So I'm treating it accordingly that you don't have any probation hold. I'm on this kind of charge. And only on this kind of charge, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to keep reporting to your PO. I can see probation notes because you're being supervised here. And it looks like, you haven't been on probation very long, but you've at least been reasonably compliant. It looks like you got a place to stay and go back to, and that they're trying to supervise you somewhat closely. So they're going to do more than pretrial would anyway.
Yes.
If and when you get a hold from Cochise, though, you'll be brought back here to see a judge. If that hits before you leave the jail, you won't leave the jail before you come back here to see a judge. If it does not hit before you leave the jail, you need to call your PO within 72 hours of release. If you're smart, you'll do it right away.
I already called my PO last night.
Okay. And so getting right with your PO is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Now, also, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Comply with all of your probation. Don't miss your court dates. But I'm releasing you back to the supervision of your PO. Okay? All right. If you step to your left to get that paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Duran?
Precision.
Then we just got house calls. 1, 2, 3. Geez, we have a lot. Hi, sir, can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Lawrence Duran, January 17, 1970.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You're arrested for one allegation of possessing dangerous drugs. It's a Class 4 felony, and there is probable cause for it. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a status conference July 30th at 8:30 in the morning in the Downtown Superior Court with a preliminary hearing August 1st at 8:30, and you qualify for release to pretrial services. Now, I'm going to warn you, though, I think you may have a Goodyear hold. I am aware of your criminal history, but on this type of charge, I believe we can give you a chance at pretrial services to come to court and comply with your release conditions. I don't know if Goodyear has a hold on you at the jail. I don't think so, though, because we see Goodyear, don't we? See Goodyear warrants? Am I crazy? Okay, so I don't know if you're going to get page 2 with that.
Okay.
Usually if it's a city we don't see, like let's say it was Glendale or something, I'd just be warning you, Glendale's going to get 24 hours to come get you. But we do see Goodyear cases. So you may end up page 2 between now and the door. Sorry.
It's already on there.
Where what can, okay.
We haven't received it yet, no.
Okay, we just don't have the paperwork yet. I'm sorry, so I can't see you on that case right now. You will have to sit around and come back, but we can try to get you on the 5 o'clock if it's not too full.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it's not too full. So maybe we can get you on the 5, because I release him. So if we can get it moving, we'll get you on the 5, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So that's everything for this case, and if you take your paperwork, you'll be all done with, that's the felony case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Okay, then we just have house calls. So for officer for Belinda Nixon, Miguel Garcia, Azael Gondara Cortez, Lorenzo Medina, and Crystal Juan. Are they not physically present in court because they've been isolated by the sheriff's office as a potential risk to themselves or others? Okay, I do have an affirmative answer from the sheriff's office. So I am going to go conduct these initial appearances in-house, in person, with these defendants immediately following this proceeding, and I'll inform Belinda Chantel Nixon, born 12/22/77, that she's here on 3 cases. The first is a new case. The allegations are dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia possession, Class 6 felony, interfering with judicial proceedings, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause, and I am appointing a lawyer for her in this case and in both of her probation cases. In this new case, her status conference will be July 21st at 8:30 in the morning with a preliminary hearing July 24th at 8:30. Those will be in the Downtown Superior Court, and I'm planning to set a placeholder bond in this case because I am putting bond on her in the probation matters. At least that's my inclination. She does have written release conditions in this case, which will include not going to the scene of the alleged crime and no contact with the alleged victim. Numbers 32 and 33 on the calendar are term 1 probation holds in both of her probation cases. So I'll let her know what that means, that I am appointing a lawyer for her, and a court date in probation court is July 22nd at 8:30 in the morning for both of these cases. And I'm currently inclined to set bond in the amount of $500 per case in each. Yes, in each of those 2 cases. Wait a minute. I think I messed that one up. That's what I get for going too fast. Yeah, I need to reprint 33, please. Sorry. Sorry. 33 is Belinda Nixon's 2024 case is the one I need to reprint. Okay, it's signed. That's number 33 on the calendar because that was a $500 bond. Okay, Miguel Garcia, born 9/27/99, is here on a bench warrant, and he's been charged with third-degree burglary, Class 4 felony. He's already had a lawyer appointed. The status conference is going to be July 21 at 8:30 in the morning with the preliminary hearing July 24 at 8:30, both in the Downtown Superior Court. And I am currently planning to affirm the bond of $1,000 that was set on July 11th with written release conditions. Okay, again, going too fast. I got to reprint Miguel Garcia also. Those release conditions will include not going to the scene of the alleged crime and not having any contact with the alleged victim. Yeah, so Miguel Garcia needs to be reprinted as well, number 12. All right, Azael Gondara Cortez, 1/11/98. And I know you guys just came on shift, right?
Yeah, okay.
This guy?
I haven't seen it in the.
Okay.
Not when they've been seen in the big town, for the video, no, I started the hearings. I bet you can tell them that he's They go off shift at 2:30. Okay, so I'm going to let Mr. Gondara Cortez know he got booked in for aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony by the impeding of breathing or strangulation, and disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for both of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for him. And I'm currently contemplating giving him a status conference of July 30th at 8:30 in the morning with a preliminary hearing August 1st at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court.
And on these facts, with his apparent total lack of criminal history, and I have considered the victim impact statement, it's my current inclination to release him on an ankle monitor under the supervision of pretrial services, but without the requirement of a bond. He will be under strict orders, whether I end up giving him a bond or not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. He can't live there while the case is pending. He can do a civil standby to collect belongings. No contact with the alleged victim or any complaining witness. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol. He has to obey any order of protection order against harassment that might be served on him. Lorenzo Medina, born 10/28/95, started a new case, and he got booked in for aggravated assault, class 5 felony, resisting arrest, class 6 felony, and assault as a class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for him. His status conference will be July 21 at 8:30, with the preliminary hearing July 24 at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court. I'm currently inclined to set bail in the amount of $2,500 secured for Mr. Medina with an ankle monitor intended to enforce my orders not to return to the scene of the alleged crime nor have any contact with the alleged victim or the witness. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol. He has to obey any order of protection. He will have a civil standby with a law enforcement officer if he needs to collect belongings. Crystal Gail K. Juan, born 4/11/77, turned a new case, and she got booked in for 2 counts of aggravated assault, class 5 felonies, 2 counts of resisting arrest, class 6 felonies, assault, a class 1 misdemeanor, disorderly conduct, a class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for all of those. I am appointing a lawyer for her. Her next court date is going to be a status conference July 30 at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing August 1st at 8:30 in the same court. And at this moment in time, I'm inclined to release her to pretrial services. I decided against an ankle monitor because it appears the victim on the assault and disorderly conduct was not necessarily wanting a no contact order. I'm going to order that anyway, but I'm not going to put an ankle monitor to enforce it, I think. But I'm going to order her to have no weapons or drugs on a valid prescription, no alcohol. She has a case manager. She's ordered to contact them within 24 hours and obey any order of protection. She can do a civil standby to collect belongings. All right. If anything changes after I conduct these initial appearances in-house following this recording, my final written order will reflect the court's ultimate decision in the case. It's not the court's intent to update the recording afterward. It will be in my final written order. With that, we will stand in recess until 5 p.m. this afternoon.